come from different countries, but with the same purpose. An international team of gladiators joining forces to do battle with the best contenders in the world.
Birmingham, England, as we reconvene for International Gladiators 2. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley. Glad you could join us as gladiators from around the globe join forces to take on the world's very best contenders. You know, last year, over 50 million people watched International Gladiators worldwide, and this year promises to be bigger and better than ever. I know you agree, Ulrika.
Absolutely, Mike. This year we have more countries than ever. A total of 6 nations will be represented. The United States of America, Australia, South Africa, Russia, Germany, and good old Great Britain. So we could see some battles.
The other member of our announced team, a wonder from down under. She is the Australian Gladiator presenter. Please welcome Kimberly Joseph. Kimberly, welcome. I know you had a long 26-hour plane flight. It's great to have you here in Birmingham.
Well, it's certainly great to be here in Birmingham. There's a fantastic atmosphere in this audience tonight.
It's great to have you here, and we will see you definitely later in the day.
Fantastic. I look forward to it.
Kimberly Joseph.
But now it's time to meet our international contenders. Tonight they are from Germany, Myriam, and from the United States, Peggy Odita.
And Myriam, 33 years old, 5'8", 130 pounds, an elementary school teacher from Munich. She'll have her hands full, however, as she goes against 1994 American champion Peggy Odita, 5'10", 160.
So we've met our contenders. Now let's meet the gladiators they'll be facing.
From the United Kingdom, Jet and Zodiac. From South Africa, Sahara and Delilah. From Russia, Astra and Lynx. From Australia, Fury and Flame. From Germany, Angel. And from the United States of America, Jazz.
You've met the women. Now let's meet tonight's male contenders. They are from Great Britain, Mark Everett. And from Russia, Alexander Maltsev.
Alexander, 27 years old, a powerful athlete, a personal bodyguard and a former sergeant in the Soviet Red Army. Against from Great Britain, 24-year-old Mark Everett, a former decathlete. Now let's meet the gladiators they'll have to face.
From the United States of America, Hawk and Saber. From South Africa, Impey and Samson. From Australia, Vulcan and Hammer. From Germany, Giant and Flash. From Russia, Dynamite. And from the United Kingdom, Rhino.
The National Indoor Arena packed to the rafters, and we kick things off with Powerball.
Female contenders are set to go. Using the blue scoring markers, Myriam from Germany. And trying to score with the red markers, American Gladiator champion from the USA, Peggy Odita.
For the Gladiators from South Africa, Sahara, from Russia, Astra, and from Australia, Flame.
Over to international referee John Anderson.
Germany and USA. Ready! And it goes ready!
and as many times as she's done this before, she's still plenty nervous. Both her and Myriam unable to score, but Peggy does there. 60 seconds of time limit in Powerball here under international rules. Oh, a great move by Peggy. She splits the double team and scores in that center cylinder. Trying to do the same thing again and does. That one, however, on the outside. And still 30 seconds to go. Myriam all alone as the Gladiators were concentrating on Peggy. Reaches out. Peggy's got another one, so does Myriam. Now we're under 20 seconds. Let's see how much they have in reserve. Peggy's got tons. Flame tried to drag her down and couldn't do it. Maybe time for one more goal. Myriam's trying desperately to get by Sahara. Can't do it. That's it. Let's total it up. And this score indicative of Peggy's athletic prowess. With flames draped all over her, she still manages to score. And after one event, Peggy leads 11-6 over Myriam Loach. And getting ready for men's Powerball, Hawk and his international partners, Flash and Hammer.
And we also do the men are set to play Powerball using the blue scoring markers from Great Britain, 1995 British champion Mark Everett. Using the red scoring markers from Russia, Alexander Moltsev.
For the Gladiators, Hawk has got his partners wired up. They are Flash from Germany and Hammer from Australia.
Great Britain and Russia, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready? Yeah! 3, 2, 1.
5 big bodies and perhaps not enough real estate. Flash taking Alexander down. Hammer has got Mark pinned. That move didn't work on Hawk. He has seen it many times before. You're going to have to do better than that. Moltsev getting rode down hard again. Well, Mark, if you're going to go, you better go big because the Gladiators are going to take you down anyway. Alexander finally scored. Oh, Everett gets away there, and he faked to go in the outer cylinder and went for the 3 points in the center and got it. Oh, this time, however, Hammer and Flash are going to make Mark pay. 15 seconds remain. Oh, Alexander getting introduced to the carpet once again, and Mark Everett reaching out there over Hammer. He's played great. One last jump shot, and that is it. Best move of the whole Powerball match. You were smart enough to realize that, hey, you were wide open and you had a chance to go for the center cylinder, and you took 3 as opposed to 2.
That's right. In this game, you need as many points as you can get, so I see the opportunity, so I went for it.
Well, congratulations, Mark. You won it 5-2. Mark Everett from Great Britain.
You certainly look like you're a bit worse for wear now. You're puffing and panting.
You have to give everything in the moment that the play begins.
And that they did. Hammer, you were living up to your name. You enjoy this game very much, and I think it's one of your favourites, isn't it?
Well, I've been playing rugby league for 26 years, and to play on a game like this where it's a minute and it's full explosive for the minute, you certainly do tire quick. But, you know, the challenge was fantastic. And they scored some good points, but it was a good game. That's what we like.
So it was very clean, wasn't it?
Very clean, but I mean, that's the way we want to play it. The harder and cleaner, the better.
Now, Hawk, you were in the zone, man.
Kim, let me tell you something. I'm instilling new nicknames today. That's showtime, he's crunch time, and I'm lunchtime. And we gave you some head splitting in prime time. Let's get it going, baby. Woo!
Up next on International Gladiators, it's The Wall. But before that, the Glads paid a visit to a local elementary school.
Yeah! I love this country. Woo! We love Hawk. We'll be right back after this message.
National Indoor Arena in Birmingham, England, and we are set now for event number 2.
Standing at the foot of the wall, it's Myriam from Germany.
will go on my first whistle. Gladiators, you will go on my second. 3, 2, 1.
Both contenders given a 7-second head start, and it looked like Myriam may have gotten a bad draw because Jet from the UK, a terrific climber, and there she goes. Haven't seen Fury from Australia, but she looks mighty good. Jet already has Myriam's leg. And now the waist, the full body wrap. Down goes Myriam Loach. Peggy, however, still alive with 30 seconds to go. Fury right next to her. If she can grab a leg, she's got one. How strong is Peggy? We're about to fight. Oh, she gets away. Peggy Odita's got 10. Peggy, truly exciting stuff. It was very, very close all the way. Despite that 7-second head start, you got Fury was there every inch of the way.
I stumbled a bit in the beginning, but I managed to regain myself, and she was right next to me. We're side by side the entire time, but I managed to get up.
Peggy, the bottom line, 10 very important points. Congratulations, Peggy Odita of the USA.
Well, what can I say except for Fury must be furious. You could say that again. Look, she did very well. It was messy on both our behalves. She won fair and square. Congratulations. Not a happy girl.
And after 2 events, Peggy now leads 21-6.
So now we move into the men's wall with Mark from the UK. He's going to be chased by Samson from South Africa.
Samson, 6 feet, 224, a block of granite, but can he defy gravity? We're about to find out.
Also getting ready to climb, it's Alexander from Russia. And he's going to be chased by Giant from Germany.
And Giant, perhaps better suited to this event. He's 6'3" and 209.
Russia and UK, you will go on my first whistle. Gladiators, you will go on my second. 3, 2, 1.
Again, both contenders given a 7-second head start. Alexander on the left, Mark on the right. Here come the Gladiators, Samson and Giant. Look at the ground that Giant is making up. Mark Everett, very close to the top. Oh, down he goes. He had it and lost it. Moltev from Russia still alive. He's got a handhold. Giant got a leg and loses it. Moltev, if he can hold on, has got 10 points. And indeed, he's got it. Well done. Big, strong upper body, good shoulders. How did you do it?
Мне немножко повезло, вот и все. Спасибо. Спасибо, что за меня болели.
Thank you as well. Alexander Moltev, 10 points in the wall. Great performance. And tonight, when 1995 British champion Mark Everett reviews his day, he's going to kick himself. He missed out on a golden opportunity. So after 2 events, Alexander now takes the lead, 12-5.
Coming up next on the International Gladiators, we have a brand new event. You won't believe your eyes, and that's the inside scoop.
International Gladiators, and event number 3 is at hand. There it is. It's spectacular. The pendulum.
First up on the pendulum, it's Peggy from the US. And she's going to be facing Sahara from South Africa.
Sahara next to the USA's Sky, the tallest of our female gladiators at 6'2". The pendulum. This giant sphere, 20 feet in diameter, it rocks back and forth in this game. A game of chase and evasion. The contender and gladiators start on opposite sides. There is a flag attached to Peggy Odita's waist, and the gladiator Sahara in this case will try to rip it off. If Peggy can last 60 seconds up there without having that flag pulled off, she'll get 10 points. This is wild. Sahara, I don't think, has any idea where Peggy is. And Peggy may not know where Sahara is. And for the safety of both contender and gladiator, there is a net below. Peggy's going to hang on. That is it. Peggy Odita with another 10 points here in Pendulum. And there are a couple of thousand kids here in the National Indoor Arena who would love to have a chance to work on this pendulum. Peggy just good enough to stay out of harm's way.
Next up, it's Myriam from Germany. And she's going to be facing Zodiac from the UK. Over to John Anderson.
The pendulum.
Today's winners, incidentally, will move on to the semifinals. Ultimately, they're working for a chance to go on to the Grand Championship, where they can win a trip for 2 around the world. Zodiac closing in on Myriam from Germany. Right on top of her. Trying to reach out and grab that flag. She's got it. Down goes Myriam. No doubt thankful for that safety net. Like the spider and the fly, and Myriam trapped in Zodiac's web. She never had a chance. So after 3 events, she trails Peggy Odita now 31-6.
So we now move into the men's event with Mark from the UK. And he's going to be facing Hammer from Australia. Over to our referee, Larry Thompson.
Pendulum.
Mark Everett, the former decathlete, versus Hammer, a veteran of Australian rules football and rugby, and he is a wild man up there. Hammer breathing down Everett's neck. Hammer just going for it all. A giant leap. And he missed, and he wound up falling off himself, so Mark Everett gets 10 points.
Well, Hammer, come back here. I was going to say how excellent you were going to be and throwing yourself at it, hammer and tongs, and then you fell off, you fool.
I don't do anything by half. If I'm going to get him, I've got to get him fast because he's quick. He's a superb athlete. And he's certainly going to do well in this series. Look at him. He's built for speed. And I certainly had to do the best I could.
Well, you did. It wasn't good enough, and you picked up 10 points, Mark.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It's the first guy. My God.
He just threw himself at you.
I know. I'm glad he fell because if he'd have caught me, he'd have pulled me off as well.
He certainly would have done. Let's hear it for Hammer and for Mark. Next up is Alexander from Russia. And he's going to be facing Samson from South Africa. Over to Larry Thompson.
Set the pendulum.
the Gladiator, you'll almost have to guess what direction the contender is going in. Alexander Maltsev moving to his right. Look at Sampson from South Africa. He tried the same move that Hammer from Australia did. He lost his grip, and down he went. So 10 points for Alexander Maltsev. Watch it again. This is how close it was. So long, Sampson. Alexander leads 22-15. Hang tough next.
Now we're going to learn how to play football British style. And I'm the goalkeeper.
Myriam, the next event, hangs up.
The stage is set for event number 4. Who will reign supreme on the rings? For the contenders on the platform from Germany, Myriam Lourene. But can she withstand the Australian Fury?
Fury, a huge favorite in the land down under, and a favorite here, and Myriam Lourene makes her job easy. As down she goes, lost her grip. Not sure what happened.
Myriam, I know this is the last place you want to be right now, being interviewed, but what happened up there?
I slipped off of the rings, and I don't know why it happened.
The important thing is there are 2 more events to go. Keep your chin up and keep fighting, all right? Myriam Lourene from Germany. Next up for the contenders from the USA, Peggy Odita. And she squares off against Jet. Let's see if Jet's got the power. Over to international referee John Anderson. Contender ready! Gladiator ready! 3, 2, 1.
Jet has never seen Peggy before in person, but she's heard all about her. Ditto for Peggy. She knows about Jet's prowess in this event. Jet so graceful up there and runs right into Peggy. Peggy strong enough to be able to back off. Peggy now hanging on to just one ring and looking for another one. Can't find it. Down she goes. No point for the first time all day. And I think Peggy knew she was in trouble the moment she had to backtrack. Hanging on by one ring, looking for another. It wasn't there. Still, after 4 events, she has the lead. We'll be back with more in a moment, but time now to hit the streets with Off.
Let me ask you a question. Do you girls get your hair cut at the same place?
We do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Together. Do they use the same bowl? You like that, huh? We'll be right back after this, right, Marjorie?
Okay.
All right. You know smoke is bad for your health, don't you?
Yes.
That's all right. With a haircut like that, you can do whatever you want.
The men are set to hang tough. First up for the contenders from Great Britain, Mark Everett. But he's got a tall order as he goes against Germany's giant. Great Britain ready. Ready, ready. 3, 2, 1.
Giant, an extremely gifted athlete, and he loves this event the best. tailor-made to his physical skills. But Everett, mighty quick, 3/4 of the way across. Giant, however, with those long legs and big reach, wraps him up and takes him down. And he does so in a hurry, just 20 seconds.
We have a saying, a giant in the United States, that it's not bragging if you can back it up. And yesterday you told me that this was your best event. You were a giant in hang tough.
Yeah, it's really my game. We never did it before, but I did it once, and I knew no one will ever beat me in this game.
Were you at least concerned about his talent? Because he did look good up there.
He was good, and he was quick changing, but...
What can you say? You're the giant.
Yeah.
He's the giant, folks. He's great. He's the giant.
And next up rushes Alexander Maltsev.
He'll go against USA Gladiator Hawk. Russia, ready. Gladiator, ready.
Yeah, baby. How far Hawk get ready to do something?
3, 2, 1.
You know, Hawk at 250, a little big for this event back home. On our domestic shows, we let Turbo and Laser handle hang tough. So he is psyched up to do well here. He wants to prove that size doesn't mean a thing. He actually looks pretty good in the rings, and look at this, he's crossing over and actually runs into Maltsev. And hanging on by one arm. He's got Alexander's right arm, his right bicep, now his leg. Maltsev strong. Can he withstand a dead weight of 250 pounds? No. Hey, Hawkster, you did it, baby. The bigger the crowd, the better Hawk performs. Showman. After 4 events, Alexander still leads Mark 22-15, but the spotlight belongs to Hawk.
Hawk, how did you feel out there hanging on them rings with one arm? I mean, you're kind of like a heavy guy. I mean, talk to us.
Well, I'm dizzy. I tell you what, though, Scoops, as long as I don't have to go against you, I'm okay. Because I may be in the zone, but you own the zone. I'm done.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, from the Inside Scoop. Let's hear it for the USA!
Up next, me and 4 International Gladiator brothers in the gauntlet. Don't go nowhere.
And Saber-Nose Gauntlet.
All right, here's one fistful right there.
He knows cricket, too.
But life is a sport.
I'm going to break the stick with it. Watch. You ain't seen nothing yet. Watch.
That was a home run pitch.
He's setting me up. He's giving me long ones and then high.
Rated T for teen.
Indoor Arena Inside International Gladiators rolls on. Event number 5, the Gauntlet.
Our first female contender to run the gauntlet is Myriam from Germany. And she'll be facing our team of gladiators, Jazz, Plain, Link, Jet, and Jalaya. And now over to our international referee, John Anderson.
Germany, ready! 3, 2, 1!
It has been a long, long day for Myriam Loesch of Germany. Our 5 gladiators determined to make it longer. Just 6 points to show for her efforts in 4 previous events. And she is making absolutely 0 headway. I think Jazz has got her intimidated. Trying to chop that crossbeam out of Jazz's hand. That's it, Jazz, a one-woman wrecking crew, although Myriam not much of a fight.
Myriam, you didn't even get past Jazz. What happened?
Because she is very strong, Chase.
Too strong for you?
Yeah, she's too strong for me at this game.
And this is a graphic demonstration of a mismatch. Jazz, a tigress when the whistle blows, as gentle as can be when it's all over.
Can you imagine just the fear that you place into that young lady's heart as the whole wide world will be watching how you just stopped that lady in her tracks? So what would you say to contenders who think that they can come on this show and do better?
I don't think they can. That's what I like to say to them. I have a theory, and I think my theory works very well. The first time you hit them, put fear in them, so the next time they come back, they don't hit you so hard. Works every time for me.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the inside scoop.
Our next female contender is Peggy from the USA. She'll be facing our gladiators, Angel, Delilah, Lourene, Astra, and Jet. And now over to our international referee, John Forsyth.
USA, ready!
Peggy Odita, hoping to become a member of our 1996 Summer Olympic team as a heptathlete, has already been invited to the Olympic trials. Not much of a trial here in the gauntlet. Boy, she is wasting the gladiators. They're no match for her. 10 points, easily.
That was just incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Peggy. You have got to be one of the strongest contenders I have ever seen. You must be proud of yourself tonight.
I am. I don't know what to say.
Speechless. Well, I'm sure the gladiators are speechless after that run.
They're tough. They are. I just used the sides of the gauntlet to get through, and that helped me a lot.
Now, Andrew, what was the time?
It was 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Fantastic. Well done. Thank you very much. Okay.
And whether it's the USA or Birmingham, England, Peggy Odita knows how to light up the crowd. She leads 41-6 after 5 events. The men are next. Mark Everett from the UK up first.
And he'll be facing our team of gladiators, Dynamite, Impy, Vulcan, Flash, and Saber.
Ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1!
And the 5 Glads have only 2 things in mind: full contact and no mercy. Dynamite of Russia giving Mark all kinds of problems, but he gets by South Africa's Impy. Now Vulcan, only Saber remains, and Mark Everett, how about that? Boy, you don't see that often.
Wow, what an effort. That was amazing. The crowd are going wild.
Yeah, it was very hard, but I got through it in the end.
Now, you were saying before that you were a little bit nervous going into Gauntlet. How are you feeling now? You must be ecstatic.
Well, when the guys line up, 3, 2, 1 and the whistle goes, you feel like running the other way, but now I've done it. It was a good result.
Well, I'm sure you're glad you didn't run the other way, because Andrew, what was his time?
17 seconds.
17 seconds, 10 points.
And those 10 points put him in the lead, but Alexander yet to run. He's next.
We'll be facing the wall of gladiators, Rhinos, Impy, Vulcan, Flash, and Saber.
Russia, ready! Gladiators, ready!
And at the end of this gauntlet, you know the USA Saber doing a slow burn. He'd like a piece of Alexander Malta. However, Alexander may not get there. He runs into Vulcan. The Australian gladiator, and Vulcan rides him out of the gauntlet. That's it. And not content with just riding him out. Watch here, Vulcan, after he deposits Alexander outside, he's going to follow him right to the locker room.
Saber, in all my years of international gladiators, I've never seen someone just run you over. How does it feel to finally be the pinto instead of being the truck?
Well, let me tell you this.
in all my years of gladiator competition, I have never worn so much stuff in my life. I got a big old camera, I got body armor, and a VCR on my back.
So are you using that as an excuse as to why you could not stop that general? I mean, here he is, you are this gladiator, he's a contender, and he just put his hand in his face and just ran you completely over. How do you explain that?
Well, you have to look at the replay. If you look at the replay, he had a two-zone running start. I had him with a good initial pop, and when he went to go around me, I couldn't turn, and I wasn't acclimated to the equipment that I'm using.
Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds like an excuse to me. That's it. That's the inside scoop.
Coming up next, the International Gladiators Eliminator Final.
Real Classics Semi.
Who moves on to the semifinals, and Peggy Odita should be a lock. She has a huge 17.5-second head start.
USA, you will go on my first whistle. Germany, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Peggy Odita with a huge 35-point lead, which translates to a 17.5-second head start. She has been that good today. She may be finished with this eliminator before Myriam of Germany even starts. And already, the hurdles giving her problems. Peggy now on the cargo net. Getting encouragement from Wesley Two Scoops Berry. Now on the zip line and headed for home. Peggy Odita, our grand champion in 1994, now trying to move on to the semifinals and have a chance to become the international champion. Down she goes on the treadmill. Now she works it, pumps those arms, and she flies to that final barrier with the greatest of ease. Peggy Odita beats Myriam and it moves on. And for Myriam, it has been a long, long day. But she's going to end it on a high note. Atta girl.
Peggy, at the top of the show, you talked about the importance of getting the experience of participating in front of a big crowd, and you said how important these people here in Birmingham would be to you. What do you have to say to them right now?
Thank you so much, everyone.
And to the victor, a little token of your participation in the prelims, but you've got bigger fish to fry. Good luck.
So does this man, British champion Mark Everett. He has a 3-point lead, good for a 1.5-second head start on Alexander Boltsev.
You will go on my first whistle. Russia, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Mark gets the jump, negotiates the hurdles with ease. But Boltsev is strong. He can win this thing. Mark Everett pumping furiously on the hand bike, but so is Boltsev as he tries to draw even. Across the cylinder and now up the cargo net. Almost tougher being in the lead as opposed to being behind, because you always know if you're behind just how much room you have to make up. But Everett pulling away now. Down the zip line he comes. A marvelous athlete, former decathlete. And he's got the crowd on his side here in Birmingham, England. Only the treadmill can trip him up. It doesn't. And Mark Everett moving on to the semifinals. And here comes Boltsev. He's going to finish strong. A good day for the Russian.
Well, Mark, we must stop cuddling like this. You must be so delighted.
I am, yes. That was a good eliminator. I didn't mess up. It went really well.
I mean, you just seem to be walking up that travelator. You got it down to a fine tee.
It's not as easy as it looks, I can assure you of that.
So can you do it all over again?
Yes, I'd love to.
Oh, well, we'll see. We look forward to that, and that's for you. Let's hear it from Mark Everett of the UK.
So the USA's Peggy and Great Britain's Mark Everett are moving on to the semifinals. Ulrika, I know this is your first taste of international competition. Your thoughts, your impressions?
Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but what I've enjoyed most is the atmosphere we've created here in the National Indoor Arena. The British people have just clapped and gone behind everybody here, and it's made for a terrific, exciting show.
Indeed, almost an Olympic feel here. Kimberly, your impressions?
I certainly have enjoyed myself. What can I say? It's so fantastic to be so far away from home here in Birmingham. The crowd is amazing, and of course, the caliber of gladiator and contender has been fantastic tonight. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Well, it's been quite a night here at the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham, England. For Ulrika Johnson and Kimberly Joseph, I'm Mike Adamley. We'll see you again next week on International Gladiators.
See you there.
Johnson, Mike Adamley, and Kimberly Joseph.
Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, England.
Kimberly, the countries represented tonight come from as far afield as Australia, Russia, South Africa, and the USA. So, Ulrika, this is truly a global affair.
Well, that's right, Mike, and with the action we've seen over the past few weeks, things are really hotting up backstage, and who can blame our contenders when our eventual champions will win a round-the-world trip for two?
That being said, I think it's time to meet tonight's contenders. First for the women, they are from Australia, Lourene and from Russia, Ludmila Manchenko.
Lourene Bavard, 5'10", 158, the current Australian champion. She's a high school physical education teacher. Her opponent, 21-year-old Ludmila Manchenko, we'll call her Luda, for this competition, 5'8", 165.
So we've met our female contenders. Let's meet the gladiators they'll be facing tonight.
From the United States of America, Ice and Jazz. From South Africa, Delilah and Sahara. From Germany, Angel. And from the United Kingdom, Lightning and Gold.
Well, you've met our women. Time now to meet our macho men. Let's introduce you tonight to first our male contenders. They are from the USA, Patches Mazia. And from South Africa, Prince Sonny.
Patches Mazia, 27 years old. He's the American champion from Ketchum, Idaho. 5'10", 170. He's going against the mighty big man, Prince Sonny, 6'2", 205, from South Africa in Johannesburg.
So that's the male contenders. Let's meet the male gladiators.
From Australia, Hammer and Tower. From Germany, Giant and Flash. From Russia, Dynamite and Titan. From the United Kingdom, Trojan and Warrior.
And everybody revved up here at the National Indoor Arena. We kick things off with event number 1, Powerball.
Your using the blue scoring balls from Australia, Lourene Bavard. And trying to score with the red scoring markers, Russia's Lyudmila Matchenko. For the Gladiators, Vogue, Ice, and Delilah.
Over to referee Larry Thompson.
Australia and Russia, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready? Three, two, one.
And unlike American competition, 60 seconds to time limit here in Powerball. Luda trying to get away from Ice and can't do it. Lourene scoring on the outside. That's worth two. The three-time world champion in point scoring karate. 40 seconds remain. Lourene gets away again. Powerful athlete. Vogue was able to strip her of the ball there. Ice taking Luda down. Lourene scores in the center. That's worth three. As does Luda. Vogue there with a heavy hit on Lourene. Ice wrapping up Luda Matchenko. Gladiators starting to take control. We're under 10 seconds. Maybe time for one more goal. Lourene can't get in. And that does it. Luda scored before the time expired. Let's add it up. Vogue, one of the new British Gladiators this year, does indeed do it with style. Watch Lourene try to smack her away, but Vogue hauls her down. So after one event, Lourene Bavard of Australia leading Luda Matchenko of Russia 7-6.
The men have that lean and hungry look using the blue scoring markers from South Africa. Prince Sonny, and operating with the red scoring balls from the USA, Pat Chismazia. For the Gladiators, our terrible trio of Giant, Titan, and Hammer.
South Africa and USA, ready! Gladiators, ready!
Good big man versus good little man. There's the big man, 6'2", 205, Prince Sonny of South Africa against the little Pat Chismazia. Little, I say he's 5'10", 175, but in this game that is small. He gets wrapped up there. Prince Sonny tries to break away. Did he stay in bounds? I think he did. Pat getting double teamed. Down he goes. 45 seconds remain. Pat all alone and scores in that outside cylinder. Prince Sonny with a power move past Titan. Referee John Anderson has blown his whistle, stopping play momentarily.
Tackling the man when he did not have the ball. Don't do it again.
That was the Australian Gladiator Hammer getting the warning. Pick things up again. Prince able to score rather easily as Hammer takes Pat down. Well played here by this team of Gladiators. 25 seconds remain. Chismazia trying to get... Thought better of that one, and Prince Sonny goes down hard. Pat trying to outfox Giant. Hammer arrives with support. Pat can't score. 10 seconds remain now. Pat scores in the outer cylinder. And that is it. Let's add it up.
Prince, you play American football in South Africa. Did that help?
Yeah, definitely. It helped me. Yeah. But the guy that I was against, he's a top gladiator too. But I don't know. I thank God for that.
Well, you win Powerball 8-4. Nicely done. Prince Sonny from South Africa. Pat, I get the distinct impression that you're glad this thing is over.
Yeah, this is one of my least favorite games, but it gives me the most adrenaline, and I am glad it's over.
Is your body intact?
Yeah, thank God. Barely, though.
Okay, you'll live to compete again. Pat Chismazia from the USA.
This game is fantastic. I'm in the top of the world.
You're on top of the world. Well, how do you feel about the game? This is your first time playing it, Giant.
It's the first time playing, and it's a great game. It's a rough, tough game, and there's many tactics. That's very important. It's a good game.
And Giant took his cue from Australia's Hammer. There he wiped Pat out, helping Giant out, and then the solo job on Pat Gizmazia. So after one event in Powerball, Pat trailing Prince Sonny 8-4.
Coming up next, more international gladiator action. Stick around. You won't want to miss it.
The crowd inside the National Indoor Arena being entertained by the Gladiator cheerleaders G-Force. And we are set now for event number 2, a brand new one here. It is wild. It's called Pendulum.
First up on the pendulum, it's Lourene from Australia. She's going to be facing Jazz from the United States.
Jazz good at everything she does, 5'10", 180, our American gladiator, but she has never played this event before. What the gladiator will try to do in 60 seconds is maneuver around this sphere, giant sphere, 20 feet in diameter, and try to pull the contender off. All the while, this giant ball is swinging suspended from the ceiling. Lourene not quite sure where Jazz is. It is the only advantage the gladiator has in this event. The sphere covered by a cargo net that allows for some kind of locomotion. Jazz has found Lourene now, and Lourene running for her life, scrambling for her life. 20 seconds remain. 10 points if Lourene can hang on. 15 seconds. Jazz is going to have to make some kind of dynamic move to catch her. And it is not going to happen. Lourene Bavard of Australia picks up 10 points in the pendulum.
Gladiators drop.
Well, Lourene, your tactic was obviously to stay stationary to start with until you saw her, and then the chase was on.
Yeah, I just had to find out where she was. So I heard that Jazz was pretty quick. Just avoid her. That's what happened. She couldn't catch me, thank God.
Very exciting once you found her. You got very close on a few occasions.
A couple of times I could see her, but she's an excellent contender.
She's very fast, and size-wise, you're a very good match.
All I can think of is, God, she's got legs like mine. She's flying across here.
Let's hear it for our gladiator, Jazz, and for Lourene. Next up is Luda from Russia. She's going to be facing Angel from Germany. Over to Larry Thompson.
Set the pendulum.
Now Ludmila Mitchenko facing off against the German gladiator Angel, who will be anything but up there on the pendulum. A new event created for British gladiators, obviously foreign to our international contenders. The kids love it. Here comes Angel from Germany. Luda, you better hustle or you're in huge trouble. Angel's got a grab of her. She's grabbed the flag off of Luda's back, so no points for Mitchenko. And if there's a secret to this event, it's to somehow keep your wits about you and try to swing really from rung to rung. Angel does it nicely, and after 2 events, Lourene Bavard of Australia leads 17-6.
Remember, go to the top, and when you see him, then start moving around. Until then, don't even worry about it. But once you see him, run on top of the little cylinders, and then that'll take you all the way around, you know, so therefore he won't be able to catch you and you get the 10 points.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
All
you.
right. Go get him, man. All right.
Pat about to climb aboard the pendulum for his turn, but earlier, Jazz and Ice found a little diversion here in Birmingham. Bowling, UK style.
Oh, no.
The object is to get your bowl nearer the jack than your opponent. And the more you get nearer than your opponent, the so the score goes up.
I don't have to tell you what athletes...
City Square in Birmingham, England, the National Indoor Arena. Inside event number 2, the pendulum awaits our male contenders. First up from the USA, Pat Chizmazia. He is already up there, and he will try to get by the Gladiator Tower. Tower from Australia, and a mighty man. 6'5", 240 pounds. However, his size may be a disadvantage in this event.
Set the pendulum.
Tower trying to anticipate Pat's first move. Pat immediately going to the top, the polar cap, so to speak, to see if he can find out where Tower is. Tower having some trouble maneuvering around the pendulum. Pat so far out of harm's way. 30 seconds remain. If he can go the distance, stay up there for the entire 60, Pat Chizmazia will get 10. Where is he? The crowd trying to give Pat some kind of clue. Right now, Tower doesn't have one. We're under 10 seconds. And Pat Chizmazia, the 1995 Gladiator champion from America, picks up 10. Piece of cake for Pat Chizmazia, not so for Tower. Pat, a man who spends a lot of time in the great outdoors. One of his hobbies, rock climbing. This was easy. Pat, whether it's hang tough or the wall, things in midair you seem to absolutely love.
I was waiting for more of a challenge on that last one I just went through. I never got it, never received any.
How much of this goes back to your childhood as a kid, climbing trees, climbing mountains, climbing rocks?
This definitely does. I used to build a lot of forts, and actually I involved ropes with them too, so it goes back to my childhood.
Nice to have a coach like Two Scoops over there, huh?
Yeah, Two Scoops is great. I really enjoy having his advice.
All right, Pat, nice going, babe.
Next up, it's Prince of South Africa. And he's going to be facing Flash of Germany. Over to John Forsyth.
Set the pendulum.
From Johannesburg, South Africa, getting his track here on the pendulum against the German Gladiator Flash. And look at Flash, he is a wild man up there. He has made up a lot of ground. He is not afraid to give up the body, and already he has got the flag off of Prince Sonny's back. So no points for the powerful athlete from South Africa. And the German Flash like a giant eagle swooping down on his prey. Gotcha.
Well, Prince, that was a fast and furious game for as long as it lasted. It didn't last very long.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very scared of height, and I haven't been in anything like this before.
So were you almost quite glad he caught you?
Yeah.
And Flash, you were incredibly fast. Well done.
I heard the whistle. I was concentrated on. I took my chance on the right side, put him up, saw him, and then I never let him go.
You certainly didn't. Let's hear it for Flash and for Prince. Come on.
And that fear of heights cost Prince Sonny. Pat now leads 14-8 after 2 events.
So the tension is mounting as our contenders are trying to muster up points ahead of the eliminator. Join us after the break for more action here on International Gladiators.
Men, now you can turn back the clock on.
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena and more International Gladiators. We are set now for event number 3. Our first female contender is ready to climb the pole. She is Lourene from Australia. She has to go against from South Africa's Sahara.
She's hot and tall, 6 feet 2, and that reach may be an advantage here.
Rotate the poles.
These 35-foot poles rotate in counterclockwise direction. First one to the top, the winner. And what happens is the contender or gladiator will try to hit a sensor, and then the opposition's steps automatically disappear, and it's a free fall for the loser. Lourene hits it first, and down goes Sahara. Problem is, in this event, the winner also goes down, but at least they go down on their own terms.
Next up for the female contenders from Russia, Ludmila Matchenko. For the Gladiators, the UK's Lightning. Over to our international referee, John Anderson.
Rotate the poles. 3, 2, 1.
And Lightning has the experience of doing this event many times on the British Gladiators show, showing her prowess here. She has the lead on Luda, but not by much. This is going to be close. Who's going to hit that sensor first? Lightning did, and down goes Luda. No points there.
Well, I know this is one of your better events, Lightning, but do you know how close she came to beating you?
I know. This is the first time I've done it in this show, so we're in the same boat, and I know exactly how she feels. But it was so close, you know, I could even see her as I was going around, and I thought, oh my God, I better pick up speed. She did very well.
Lightning, you always give 100% in every event. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Lightning!
And she puts a little relish on her performance after 3 events. Lourene with a 27-6 lead over Luda.
The men are set for Polak. First up for the men contenders from the USA, Pat Chizmazia. Representing the Gladiators from Germany, Giant. Over to John Anderson.
Giant 6'3", 209. Again, that reach could be an advantage for him.
2, 1.
But Pat, oh so quick. Actually, Giant responded to the whistle first. Look at Pat motor up this cylinder. He gets there first, and the Giant is going to fall. 10 more points for the American champion. That's how he did it. Auf Wiedersehen.
It's a workout. You wouldn't think so. An event that lasts 10 seconds or less, but it is tough.
It's really tough. And he's a quick guy. He's so quick, but we only had one time going up this, so next time I get him.
Sounds like you want a rematch, huh?
Sure.
Maybe we can arrange it. Pat Chizmazia, your time, 8.8 seconds, and as I understand it, that may be the fastest time ever for a contender in Polak. As you well know, as the 1995 American Gladiator champion, we have some wild events back in the States, but nothing quite like this.
No, definitely not. This is awesome. This is incredible, and I think Giant gave me a little bit too much credit back there. He's just as quick as me. I just got a little more lucky than he.
What is the best part of this thing? Going up or coming down the free fall?
Going up.
We'll get you a free fall in next time. Patches Mozzie, a giant. Great match in Polak. Next up for the contenders from South Africa, Prince Sonny. For the Gladiators, you love them, Trojan. Over to John Anderson. Rotate the pole.
So it's Great Britain versus South Africa. A look at Prince Sonny as he spins around. Right now, Trojan has the edge. Faltering a bit. Prince Sonny closing in on that fencer at the top. Who's going to hit it first? Another close race. Prince Sonny has got it first, and down goes Trojan. An upset there. The big man from Johannesburg picks up 10.
Trojan, race-wise, that was about as good as it gets. And it appears that the biggest difference are in the final seconds, milliseconds, trying to search out that sensor. Looked like they had problems finding it.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I slipped once at one point with grip grabbing on my one hind. The last couple of seconds, last couple of feet, they're the crucial ones. And today this guy beat me full due to this guy. Well, man.
Smiles to the crowd because they love you. You got 10 points. Prince Sonny from South Africa and Trojan.
After 3 events, it's close. Pat with a 24-18 lead.
Coming up next, International Suspension Bridge. You won't want to miss it.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so you just I think I'm just going to stand here. I'm just going to stand here and wait for the ball to come to me. These kids are way younger than I am. A lot more energy. It takes a lot of energy. We had a great day of action here. Thanks for being on my team, and we'll be right back with more international action.
Inside the National Indoor Arena, event number 4 in hand, the Suspension Bridge.
First up on Suspension Bridge from Australia is Lourene. And she'll be facing from the USA, our Gladiator, Jazz.
This event very much like our joust, except the suspension bridge not nearly as stable as the jousting platform. Object here to knock the Gladiator off or get over to their platform. That would be worth 10 points. If they can last the entire 30 seconds without being knocked off, 5 points is awarded for a draw. Here comes Jazz going right after Lourene, the Australian champion. And the Australian champion holding her own, but only momentarily. Jazz wins it.
Frustrated. I can see you're pretty angry. I hate it. I hate it. This girl hates losing, don't you?
But she was good. All the credit to her. She done well.
She certainly was. Now, this is your first time up on Suspension Bridge. Was it scary?
Oh, not at all. It was a little bit different, but it wasn't scary.
Jazz, you're incredible up there. You really are.
Well, you know, I heard the Americans behind me just screaming and hollering. I couldn't let them down. This is the international games. We've got a great representation.
You certainly have, Lourene. Unfortunately, no points, but a very good effort. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Lourene from Australia and Jazz from the USA. Well done. Our next female contender up on Suspension Bridge from Russia is Luda. And she'll be facing from South Africa, Sahara. To our international referee, Larry Thompson.
Russia, ready! Gladiator, ready! 3, 2, 1.
At 21, Luda, the youngest contender here in this international field, against Sahara of South Africa. And this young Russian giving Sahara all she can handle. Got her backwards in trouble. Looking for the knockout. She's a great heptathlete back in her home country, and she does it. 10 very important points for Ludmila Lutsenko of Russia. And here's how she did it. Aggressive from the start. A nice crossover there, and then finishes the job.
Fantastic effort, Luda. 10 points to you.
Я очень рада, что я победила Гладиатора.
That's great. So you had a fantastic time.
I don't know about that, but she did come up with 10 fantastic points to close the gap on Lourene Bavard.
Our first male contender on suspension bridge from the USA is Pat. And he'll be facing from Russia, Dynamite. John Forsyth.
The Russian bear, Dynamiti, as he's called in Russia, 5'10", but a powder cake, 250.
Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Pat can't but help feel a little intimidated up there. Dynamite quickly going to work. Pat size disadvantage. Clearly in evidence there as Dynamite just leverages him off. And a little step he learned at his disco Dada. Dynamite making short work of the American champion Pat Shizmazia, and that opening shot was the difference.
Next up on suspension bridge from South Africa is Prince. And he'll be facing the might of the UK Gladiator Warrior.
South Africa, ready!
Let's see if Warrior can back up his words. Is he the best? Prince Sonny could give him all he could handle.
3, 2, 1.
And he's got the eye of the tiger, eye of the lion, quickly going after Warrior, and he's done it. Warrior never knew what hit him. Prince Sonny, 10 points. He's the best. And look at this, aggression personified. It did Warrior in.
Prince, you certainly are a Prince. That was amazing.
Yeah, actually, I thought he was going to knock me out because he came with a full force. But I don't know how I did it. I just went for it. Yeah,
well, whatever you did right.
Yeah, he's a very tough gladiator. I promise you, the first knock he gave me, I could feel it. But I don't know.
On the suspension bridge, this Prince is the king. Warrior went high, went off balance, and Prince didn't have in. And as a result, the talented South African champion has taken a 28-24 lead. Coming up, Ice will be center stage in her event, Swing Shot.
I'm Danica.
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham, England. Time now for our next event here on our International Gladiator competition. We're set for Swing Shot as the bungee game goes British.
And getting ready to swing is Ludmila from Russia. And Lourene from Australia. And they'll be facing Lightning from the UK. And Ice from the United States. Over to Larry Thompson.
Australia and Russia, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ice and Lightning, the USA and the UK teaming up against our international contenders. Lightning and Ice able to keep Lourene and Luda away from that center cylinder. 60 seconds the time limit in this event. Luda gets a yellow scoring marker, as does Lourene. She also got a blue. Luda got 2 yellows. Lightning sky high, but not before Luda and Lourene score again. Each of those yellow scoring markers are worth a point. The blue one's worth 2, the red 3, if they can get that high. We're under 20 seconds. Luda got close, but that cylinder now moving as a result of ice and lightning banging into it. We're under 10. Nothing there for Lourene Bavart. Luda comes up short, and that is it. Pretty impressive effort, however, by our two international contenders. Swing shot, an event that you either have the knack for or you don't. And the Australian champion, as evidenced here, clearly feels very comfortable in midair.
Here are your totals in swing shot. Ludmila Metchenko of Russia 4. Lourene Bavart of Australia 7.
And after 5 events, Lourene has opened up a 14-point lead.
From the United States. Prince from South Africa. And they're going to be facing Trojan from the UK. And Tower from Australia. Over to John Anderson.
South Africa and USA ready! Gladiators ready! 3, 2, 1.
Prince Sonny trailed after 3 events, but took the lead following the suspension bridge. Let's see what he does here. Tower and Trojan doing the honors for the Gladiators, Australia and the UK. Both contenders having trouble getting going. 40 seconds remain. Pat skying high. Does he have one? Yes. A yellow. That's worth 1. Prince has got a blue. 2 blues. That's worth 2 apiece. Pat got greedy. Went for the red, but got a blue. Got 2 of them as well. Prince Sonny's got 2 reds in his hand. 15 seconds remain. Pat with a yellow. A scoring frenzy here in swing shot on the part of our 2 international contenders. Pat got 2 more yellows. So does Prince. That is it. Time expires. Trojan and Tower can't believe it. Neither can Pat. What's hard to believe is that a man with virtually no experience, Prince Sonny, able to grab 2 red scoring markers. Impressive.
Here are your totals in swing shot. Pat Shizmazi of the USA 6. Prince Sonny of South Africa 12.
Which gives him a 10-point lead going into the final event.
So now all that remains is the eliminator itself. Join us for more fantastic action here on International Gladiators.
Tonight on ESPN.
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where it's International Eliminator time.
That's right, Ulrike, and Lourene Bavart, because of her 14-point lead, will get a 7-second head start.
Australia, you will go on my first whistle. Russia, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Lourene Bavart, the Australian champion, with the 7-second head start and making the most of it. 21-year-old Ludmila Metchenko trying to catch up. It won't be easy. Across the hand ladder now. Everybody here at the National Indoor Arena cheering both these young women on. Luda having problems getting up that rope. Speaking of problems, Lourene nearly falls off that spinning cylinder. Now the cargo net. She's got her eyes on the prize. She wins. She goes on to the semifinals. Luda trying to hang on. Now the zip line. Here she comes. 3-time world champion in point sparring karate. Luda Metchenko has her work cut out for her. Only a major mistake by Lourene Bavart could win it for Luda. But Lourene very steady. The final obstacle. The Travelator. She's up it in fine fashion through the barrier. Lourene from Australia moving on to the semifinals. As Lyudmila Mikchenko of Russia finishes strong as well.
Huge congratulations. It looked to me as if you walked the eliminator.
I don't think so. I got it pretty hard.
Well, it looked very easy, except for one small problem there just before the net.
Yeah, I lost my balance there, but never mind. I got into the net, so I was lucky.
You did very well. Will you come back and do it all over again?
You bet I will.
Here's your medal. Let's hear it for Lourene of Australia. Well done.
Pat, real quick, good news, bad news situation for you. The bad news, you're 5 seconds behind. The good news, you've been in this position before.
The good news is I'm going to just come out of this thing fighting as can be. This is my event. I'm going to take it.
Okay, stay focused. Good luck.
South Africa, you will go on my first whistle. USA, you will go on my second. 3, 2, 1.
Prince Sonny getting a 5-second head start as a result of his 10-point lead coming into the eliminator. Here comes Pat Chizmazia from Ketchum, Idaho. Can he be the comeback kid one more time? Prince Sonny up the rope, and now the hand bite. He struggles, but look at Pat Chizmazia. He's drawn even, and now he's taking the lead across the cylinder. Prince Sonny will have to come from behind. Chizmazia, oh so nimble up that cargo net. Prince Sonny, the bigger man at 205, having his problems. Chizmazia with a flare in midair down the zip line, now up the balance beam. Can he hold on to this lead? Can he make it to the semifinals? Focus, eyes pointing skyward, up the travelator, through the barrier. He has done it. Pat Chizmazia comes from behind once again. And Prince Sonny going down but hanging on, finally making up the travelator. He has to be heartbroken.
How did you feel?
It's good to get through the finish line and be in front of Prince.
Well, certainly. And I've just heard you did it in 56 seconds.
That's good. I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with that.
You should be. Unfortunately, you're going to have to come back and do it all over again, but you're through to the semis. Here's a medal, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. Let's hear it for Pat of the U.S.
So, two new contenders advance to our semi-finals, and I think you'll both agree that they have the potential to be champions.
They certainly do, and if Pat's anything to go by, that was certainly a very fast eliminator, 56 seconds.
Well, that ends our day here at the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham, England. For Kimberly Joseph and Ulrika Johnson, I'm Mike Adamley. We'll see you again next week on International Gladiators.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where it's semi-final time. Now, tonight's 4 contenders have already faced our international team of gladiators in what has turned out to be some of the most exciting heats we have ever seen here on Gladiators.
Let me just remind you what's at stake here tonight. The champions will each receive a round-the-world trip for 2. And of course, we don't forget our runners-up, because they will each walk away with £2,000.
But before they become champions, they obviously have to make it through the semifinals. So without further ado, let's meet tonight's contenders. First, the women. From Great Britain, Janet Allen, and from the USA, Peggy Odita.
Janet, 29 years old, a bodybuilding champion from Wales, 5'4", 130. And Peggy O from San Francisco and a United States Olympic hopeful.
So now we've met our female semi-finalists. Let's meet the gladiators they'll be facing tonight.
From the United States of America, it's Ice. From Australia, Fury and Flame. From South Africa, Sahara and Elena. From Germany, Power. From Russia, Lynx and Astra. And from the United Kingdom, Lightning.
All right, there's our women's lineup. Time now to meet our mighty men. Let's introduce today's male contenders. From the United Kingdom, Sean Clay, and from Australia, Andrew Halliday.
Sean, 29 years old, a car salesman from Wakefield, England, 6 feet, 199. Andrew Halliday, the Australian champion and a fine athlete, 5'11", 185.
So now we've met the male semi-finalists. Let's meet the male gladiators they'll be facing tonight.
From the United States of America, Hawk and Saber. From Australia, Vulcan. From South Africa, Samson and Impy. From Germany, Giant and Flash. From Russia, Dynamite and Titan. From the United Kingdom, it's the Wolfman!
So you've got our cast of characters, our starting lineup. Let the semifinals begin. Turn your attention skyward. We are set for our first event. On the outside lane, representing the United Kingdom, 1995 British champion Janet Allen. On the inside track, from the USA, American champion Peggy Odita. For the Gladiators, chasing Janet will be Lynx. And going up against Peggy will be Sahara. Over the international referee, John Forsyth.
UK and Great Britain, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1!
A straight race over this figure 8 course. Gladiators' mission to hit the detonator that trails each of the contenders before they can cross the finish line. First one across gets 10 points. Right now, Peggy Odita on the outside with the lead. Janet Allen draws even. Lynx and Sahara chasing our 2 contenders. Lynx, the Russian gladiator, has detonated Janet Allen, so Peggy Odita will win it and pick up 10 points. Lynx, the Russian gladiator, every bit as athletic in midair as Janet Allen, able to reach out with her right hand right there to end Janet's run. So just as she did in the prelims, Peggy Odita getting off to the fast start.
Our men are ready to fly in upside-down fashion in the outside lane. Representing Australia, Andrew Halliday. In the inside lane, from the United Kingdom, Sean Clay. For the Gladiators, chasing Andrew will be Flash from Germany, and pursuing Sean will be Saber of the USA. Over the international referee, Larry Thompson.
Australia and Great Britain, ready!
Halliday in the green, Sean Clay in the blue. Andrew, Australia's not just their Gladiator champion, but also the national aerobics champion. And very quick, looking great. Sean is done. Saber got him early. Flash from Germany trying to haul Andrew down, but he's not going to do it. This kid just too quick. And just as he did in the prelims, he scores 10 points again in Skytrack. For the American Gladiator Saber, another major milestone. He wins again in Skytrack after being shut out in the USA.
Saber, you're 0-10 in Skytrack, and now all of a sudden you're 2-0. Why does all of a sudden change?
I think that there comes a time in your life where you have to make it over that proverbial hump. And so I've made it over the hump. I've conquered it. There's no more fear.
What we're trying to find out is all of a sudden you come up with this burst of energy. Was it something that you had in your cereal this morning? What was it?
2 Scoops is an announcer now, everybody. And he talks so much head. You know why? Because he know I can't beat him up anymore. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, I got to go out and take it out on the other contenders. And eventually he'll give me my credit.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the inside scoop.
Watch me take on the British babe on the wall up next.
Hey, everybody. Back to the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham, England as our semifinals continue. Event number 2 here, the wall.
Standing at the foot of the wall and representing the UK, it's Janet Allen. She's going to be chased by Ice. Also getting ready to climb, it's Peggy Odita of the US. She's going to be chased by Fury. To our international referee, John Forsyth.
Great Britain and the USA, you will go on my first whistle. Gladiators, you will go on my second. 3, 2, 1.
And a double rematch here in the preliminaries. Janet beat Ice and Peggy beat Fury. Both of them earned 10 points. They're off to a fast start again. Here come the Gladiators. Peggy on the left, Janet on the right. Gladiators closing in. Fury's got a hold of Peggy Odita. Ice just lets Janet Allen slip away. Peggy has made it. She gets 10, Janet gets 5. Wow. Peggy Odita, you were up first, and I know you knew how good Janet Allen was coming in.
I did. I'd watched her in some earlier rounds, and she was a lightning up the wall. I'm surprised I beat her.
Janet, you went against Ice again, and that was a rematch. And Ice said, quite frankly, after the preliminary heat, she was sorry that she was talking trash to you, that she said she was going to pull you down. Did she say anything prior to that race?
She didn't fight me up too much this time. She still said she was going to get me, but the right side of the wall is a bit weak for me. It's my weakest bit, so I'm still glad I made it at the top.
As good a race in the wall as we've ever seen here at the National Indoor Arena. Peggy gets 10 points, Janet gets 5. Well done, both of you. Janet Allen and Peggy Odita. Woo!
Well, I would suspect I'm standing in between 2 rather angry gladiators.
Yes, I'm not so much angry as a little annoyed, but I did say to Peggy that I was going to get her, and I was after blood, so well done. She really did get up there very fast.
You obviously scared her, and Ice, very disappointing.
You know, I got a little over-anxious, and I had her foot, and that's what makes me so annoyed more than anything, because I had her foot in my hand, and instead of taking my time and grabbing her ankle, I just got over-anxious, and then I broke my nail.
Uh-oh. So close, and yet so far. Let's hear it for Ice and Fury.
Oh, this is sexy bad. Oh, I love it here. Wow.
So we now move into the men's event with Andrew Halliday of Australia. He's going to be chased by a horse. Also getting ready to climb, it's Sean Clay of the UK. He's going to be chased by giants. Over to Larry Thompson.
I can fly, you can climb, I even do windows.
Australia and Great Britain, you will go on my first whistle. Gladiators, you will go on my second whistle.
you may be able to do windows, but you are no sexy babe. Andrew Halliday on the right, Sean Clay on the left. Here come the Gladiators. Look at Giant, the German Gladiator, taking giant strides up this wall. He's got a hold of Sean's left leg, but loses his grip. Halliday has made it. He flew up the wall. Hawk never had a chance, and Sean Clay should get 5, and he does.
Andrew, congratulations. You know, you never give the Gladiators a chance in this. Hawk's a pretty decent climber. You were already 3/4 of the way up after the 7-second head start was over.
Well, that's even extra incentive. If he's fast, you're going to be like that much faster, and he wants it just as much as you, so I wanted it.
Partner, you're off to a great start. 2 events, 20 points. Way to go. Andrew Halliday of Australia. But he wasn't the only guy who made it up. Sean Clay of Great Britain. And this has got to be a great achievement for you, considering that you received a last-minute notice that you had to compete for your countryman, Mark Everett.
Yeah, I can't believe the opportunity I've been given. Mark was a fantastic champion. I'm sorry he's out, but I'll give him my best for you, Mark.
Sean Clay from Great Britain, Andrew Halliday from Australia. Well done, gentlemen, well done.
Well, Giant, a very disappointing performance. You lost your grip 3/4 of the way up.
Yeah, it was really close, but there's only one chance. You got him or you don't get him. So it's all or nothing, and I tried to, and he was a little bit quicker.
He certainly was. And what about you? I saw you psyching Andrew up before you went up. You're all mouth and no action.
What do you mean all mouth and no action? Where'd you find these guys? Out for us? That guy was up the wall before I even started. I don't want to hear your lip, woman. You get up the wall. You think you can do any better? I want to see you climb that darn thing.
I won't be climbing up the wall today, but maybe at a later occasion. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm going to go spend some time with the crowd. They seem to like me.
Ulrike may have Hawkophobia, but the crowd here has Hawkomania. After 2 events, the Australian champion Andrew Halliday with the lead.
So it's 2 events down, 3 to go, plus the eliminator. Join us for more semi-final action after the break here on International Gladiators.
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena as we go into event 3 of this International Gladiators semi-final. Our first female contender to run the gauntlet is Janet from the UK. And she'll be facing our team of gladiators, Ice, Astra, Flame, Power, and Delilah.
Great Britain, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1!
Get through the gauntlet in under 20 seconds. It's worth 10 points. If Janet can do it in under 30, it'll be worth 5. But she is having a dickens of a time getting by the first gladiator. That was the UK's Lightning. Now Russia's Astra has Janet all tied up, trying to get by Flame now. Today, here at the National Indoor Arena, at least for Janet Allen anyway, the Gladiators own the gauntlet. And she may have hurt her arm. Janet's mom looking on with concern. But she's on her feet and apparently okay. Good news.
Our next female contender to run the gauntlet is Peggy from the USA. And she'll be facing our team of gladiators, Lightning, Astra, Flame, Power, and Sahara.
USA, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1!
I don't think our international gladiators have met or faced off against an athlete this talented. Peggy Odita having somewhat of a problem with Flame, but gets by her. And now Power and blows by Sahara. She's got 10 points in under 20 seconds.
Peggy, you are just incredible. That was phenomenal.
Oh, that was a bit harder.
Was it harder than the last heat?
Definitely. I'm sure they were ready this time.
Well, it didn't look like they were ready for you because you just powered on through them.
I don't know how. I'm just glad it's over.
Now tell me, which gladiator was the toughest?
I lost count. I was going through. I was like, is it 3 or 4 or 5?
Well, you were going so fast we almost didn't see you. Now, Andrew, what was her time?
13 seconds.
13 seconds. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I am.
Well, you certainly should be. Let's hear it for Peggy from the USA.
Peggy, sometimes it does seem like 10 gladiators inside that gauntlet. She's got a 35 lead.
Our first male contender to run the gauntlet from the UK is Sean. And he'll be facing the wall of gladiators, Hawk, Vulcan, Black, Impy, and Titan.
Great ready!
And Sean, is about to begin.
3, 2, 1.
First, he's going to get by the American gladiator, the Hawkster. Hawk holds him up, but not very long. Vulcan from Australia, hammering Sean Flame. And the crowd doesn't like it. Sean finally by, but he's running out of time. Impy from South Africa has got Sean. Can he get in under 30? Is he out of the gauntlet? Yes, he is.
Get back.
Yeah! Well, he made it through, and did he get his 10 points?
29.64 inside.
5 points. I know you're disappointed, but still in all, I wasn't sure if you get through. They were a pretty hard bunch of gladiators.
Yeah, very good man. I gave it my best.
Except for Vulcan.
Hey, he's not so bad. He's got a nice hairdo anyway, hasn't he?
Okay, well, 5 points to you. Let's hear it for Sean from the UK. Next up in gauntlet from Australia is Andrew. And he'll be facing the gladiators, Saber, Wolf, Black, Samson, and Dynamite.
Australia, ready! Gladiators, ready!
Over 1,200 pounds of beef inside that gauntlet. Andrew Halliday will try to rely on his quickness. Australia's gladiator champion moving well here. But Flash has him wrapped up. Flash from Germany. Now Samson from South Africa. Andrew Halliday getting hammered by Dynamite there, but he gets through in about 21 seconds, so he's got 5.
I think I was more nervous than you were, Andrew.
Oh, the crowd was with me. Thank you, guys.
Andrew, did he get his 10 points? What was the time?
20.63, 5 points.
Oh, 5 points. You were so close.
Yeah, well, it was fun.
Now, who's worse to face? Is it Vulcan or Wolf?
Oh, I have to say Wolf.
Yeah, you better say Wolf just to be on the safe side. Well done, Andrew. 5 points to you. It's a great start. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Andrew.
But referee Larry Thompson's got a decision.
We had an undue holding foul against the Gladiator flag. The final time was 20.6, and that holding led to the fact that the contender did not get out of the tube in under 20 seconds. I, therefore, am awarding an additional 5 points, 10 points overall for the Australian contender.
And hard break for Sean Clay, but you'll get no arguments from Andrew Halliday.
Up next, watch me crush some foreigner in swing shot. Yeah.
But first, Hawk takes to the streets.
You guys ever seen the American Gladiators?
Yeah.
You guys ever see me on television?
Yeah.
I've got marquee value. If you girls like spread out and ran really fast, I bet you could take out about 15 people. Okay, it looks like we have stumbled upon Henry Kissinger here in Leicester today. Mr. Kissinger. Hey, kids, get down off that statue. Hey, it's public property. Just kidding. Go ahead, fill it again. What do you think about that? ¿Cómo está? Oh, el día es muy bonito. Yeah, I tell you what, we are very eclectic and global around here in Leicester Square. Hasta la vista, baby.
Back to Birmingham, England, the National Indoor Arena. G-Force entertaining the crowd here as our semifinals continue with swing shot.
A bittersweet moment for Jackie Kinsella. Bitter because she has to replace a good friend of hers and teammate, Janet Allen. Sweet because she gets to compete here on International Gladiators. I know this is a tough at the last minute to be able to have to come in here and try to do well against the Gladiators.
Yeah, under the circumstances, I feel really sorry for Janet. And I'd just like to say to all their crowd, I'll do my best, because it's not about me anymore, it's about both of us. I'll do my best, give it my best shot.
We know you will. Sorry to interrupt your focus. Go for it, have fun, and swing shot.
Thanks very much.
We're set to go. Jackie Kinsella from the UK filling in for Janet Allen.
And on the other tower, Peggy O.
For the Gladiators, Fury. She'll swing against Jackie. And Astra will take on Peggy. Over the international referee, John Forsythe.
UK and USA, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Jackie Kinsella, 26 years old from Liverpool, gets the yellow marker. Peggy gets the red. Jackie puts it in. Jackie, one of her country's fine track and field athletes. Peggy O has got a blue. 2 blues, actually. She puts them both in. And she's skying high for another one. Tough to come in cold like Jackie Kinsella has. She comes up empty there. We're under 30 seconds. Where are the Gladiators? They're just a little bit late. Peggy is running uncontested here. 15 seconds. Jackie finally gets the yellow marker in. Peggy, no doubt, will pad her lead after this effort in swing shot. And that is it. Peggy Odita with a huge effort against the Russian Gladiator Astra. The difference between her and Jackie, watch how high Peggy goes. There she gets the red.
And according to John Scotty Anderson, this is a new record for females. Peggy Odita of the USA, 15.
And after 4 events, a perhaps insurmountable 45-8 lead.
We've been given the thumbs up sign. Time to go. From Great Britain on the far tower, Sean Clay. And from Australia on the near tower, Andrew Halliday. They'll be swinging against the American Gladiator Hawk.
Yeah, baby, it's party time.
And German Gladiator Flash. Over to referee Larry Thompson. Great Britain and Australia, are you ready?
Real creative.
Gladiators, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Good chance for Sean Clay of the UK to get back into the semifinal. Andrew Halliday walks away, or swings away, I should say, with 2 yellow markers. Good for a point apiece. Sean comes up short. Here comes Flash. on top of Andrew, but Andrew able to get 4 markers, 2 blues, 2 yellows. And now another blue, 2 blues. Where is the German Gladiator flag? Always a second late. Sean Clay has yet to score. Still 20 seconds remain. Hawk's swing shot game not rusty. He looks pretty good up there. Andrew Halliday continues to pour it in. 2 more markers. He's unbelievable. Sean, one last effort here, but time will run out on him.
Here are the results in swing shot. Sean Clay, 0. Andrew Halliday, 15.
And after 4 events, he has truly been a wonder from down under.
I'll tell you what. I could have been an accountant. I could have been a doctor. But when I go to work, I look like this. There is no justice.
Up next on International Gladiators, at home we call it the joust. Here it's called the duel. It don't matter what they call it. Watch me kick some butt.
Over to our international referee, John Forsyth.
Let's go to the tail of the tape. Jackie Kinsella, 26 years old, 5'9", 140. Actually has the size advantage on the Gladiator from Russia, but not with love. It's Lynx, 5'5", 150.
3, 2, 1.
Once again, 30 seconds to time limit. Object can knock your opponent off that platform. Jackie holding her own and then some. And I think Lynx crossed over to Jackie's platform. That's an automatic disqualification. Let's see what happens. Oftentimes, Gladiators get a little too aggressive, and right there, the right foot crosses over.
Well, Jackie, you must be thrilled with that result. You look very solid up there, and then, of course, Lynx forfeited the match by stepping onto your platform, so you picked up 10 points.
That's where it looks just come into it, but I was just getting into the swing of it then. And I love the duel. I would have loved a really good fight, but thanks anyway.
It certainly was a great fight.
It was just bad luck for me.
It certainly was.
Congratulations to contenders.
Oh, that's very kind. Let's hear it for Jackie and for Lynx. Next up, it's Peggy from the United States. And she's going to be facing Sahara. Over to John Forsyth.
On guard. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Right now, Peggy taking a defensive posture, but not for long. Odita takes advantage of Sahara getting off balance and wins easy. And you have to figure that all of Peggy's experience against Jazz and Ice and company paid off there. After 5 events, look at this, 55-18, her lead.
Coming up next, international joust.
Ouch. Tired of it.
3, 2, 1.
Impey solid as a rock, but Sean tough as nails, and no problem for Great Britain, Sean Clay. Not much of a match.
Well, Sean, there's no doubt about it. You look rather delighted with that, and no reason why not. You take no prisoners. Pleased to get that out, you sister.
Yep, needed that.
And you needed 10 points. Let's hear it for Sean. Well done.
And in the duel, when you strike first, you usually win. And Sean did.
Andrew of Australia. And he's going to be facing Saber.
Saber, of course, needs no introduction to American Gladiator fans. Here we go. The young Australian has been tough, but does he have the power to withstand Sabre? So far, so good. Sabre looking for that opening. Working hard. The overhand, the underhand, and back he goes. Off he goes. Sabre wins it. It took a little bit longer than normal, but the bottom line, another Sabre victory. Sabre, great opening jab, and it kind of set the tone for the whole match.
It sure did. When I threw the opening jab, I knew he was set up to defend for my sledgehammer or my left cross, so I decided to poke him. Maybe I can get a cheap knockoff. And then from there, we went to, come on, and I even hollered across to him, come on, fight, man, fight. He wouldn't fight me. So I acted like I was going to come with the overhand right, and then got him with a good push-up under in the body. But you know what? I was hoping that it wouldn't knock him all the way off. I wanted to knock him off balance and then finish him with a strike. The Creator gave me skills, and I'm gonna show these skills off.
So far, you've been a great ambassador here in Birmingham, England. Nice going.
Thanks, Mike.
We're here at Thorley Taverns in London, and we're here with Ice, myself, Hawk, and we've got here Andy Fordham. Now, Andy, you're ranked second in the world in darts?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And I notice you have a pretty vigorous workout regimen, as we can tell there. What do you do to keep yourself in shape?
I drink as much as I can and don't do a lot of work.
I tell you what, that's almost my workout. Andy's going to show us here how to grip the dart, how to place your footwork, and then eventually how to throw it.
Bullseye, in you go.
Oh, yeah!
I'm Andy the Viking Fordham, and this is my mascot.
Well, I tell you what, this is how legends are made here at Thorley Tavern. Hurrah!
Into arena here in Birmingham, where we will shortly be finding out who goes through to our international final. Now, in the women's competition, we have an unprecedented points difference.
That's right, Ulrike. Peggy Odita's 37-point lead translates to an 18.5-second head start.
USA, you will go on my first whistle. Great Britain, you will go on my second. 3, 2, 1.
So all Jackie Kinsella can do is hope and pray that somehow Peggy Odita falters here. Again, an 18.5-second head start. Peggy has already made it to the hand ladder. Now here comes Jackie. Of interest, these two women competed against each other once before when they were both in college. Peggy, an outstanding heptathlete at Stanford. Jackie was doing the same at Arizona State. And they meet once again here in Birmingham, England. Jackie Kinsella trying to come from behind. Peggy Odita already down the zip line. Peggy very conservative in her approach. She crosses the balance beam. Now the travelator shouldn't be a problem. But down she goes. And here comes Kinsella. Peggy still has a cushion to play around with. If she can get up the travelator, and she can't. And Jackie Kinsella is right there. Oh, but down she goes. She falls off the balance beam, has to start again. Peggy will get another chance. And she cannot make it up. Kinsella now across the balance beam, and now they're side by side. That 18.5-second head start is evaporated. Kinsella had a chance to win it, but down she goes. Peggy's fourth try. And she can't do it. Now it's Kinsella's to win. This is unreal. It's like a Twilight Zone. Kinsella can't make it. Everybody here at the National Indoor Arena on their feet. Both women pushing, pumping for all their worth, and Peggy Odita on the fifth try has done it and averts disaster. She's going on to the semifinals, but man, it wasn't easy. Jackie Kinsella nearly pulled off the impossible. Nobody got bored watching that eliminator race. What a finish.
Peggy, I know deep down inside you are aching Your legs are shot, your arms are tired. You had an incredible 18.5-second head start, and it almost went away. Oh my God, is that the toughest thing you've ever been in your entire lifetime?
I can't even talk. It was really hard. I didn't think I was going to make it. We're both standing there. I'm like, either you or me.
What was going through your mind when you kept seeing Peggy coming down and you were going up and she was coming down?
Until I got to the travelator, I didn't realise she was there. I thought she'd well would. And when I fell off the beam, I thought, you silly girl. Sorry. You silly girl.
I tell you what, I think we ought to give them their trophies, Uli.
I think so too.
Announce that Peggy's going on to the grand final, the championship round, and let these two old competitors get arm in arm and salute this crowd in Birmingham with a little victory lap. Both of them were winners.
This is not the Olympics, but their efforts were certainly of Olympian caliber. Peggy Ojeda and Jackie Kinsella. All right, on to the men we go. Andrew Halliday has a big lead. He gets a 12.5-second head start. Over to referee Larry Thompson.
Australia, you will go on my first whistle. Great Britain, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
And the bad news for Great Britain, Sean Clay, Andrew Halliday can fly. In the prelims, he turned in a 54-second eliminator. Across the handbike, and now the cylinder. He's on the cargo net. Hand over hand. Watch him work here. Come on, man, come on. Sean Clay giving everything he has, trying to catch up. Halliday, the one-point landing on the seat of his pants, down the zip line. Sean working hard, but it's not going to happen unless the same fate that befell Peggy Ojeda befalls Andrew Halliday. The travelator, not a problem, but he breaks the barrier and he's going on to the championship round. Andrew Halliday from Australia. His time, 58 seconds. And Sean Clay, who found out only today that he was going to take the place of his countryman Mark Everett after Mark had fallen ill, finishes as well.
You were like a whippet around that eliminator course. Were you aware of Sean behind you at all?
In that particular one, I had to look over my shoulder a couple of times just to make sure it was still behind me.
Well, you could hear the crowds roaring as he started, and then, of course, it looked to me as if you were very relaxed as you headed for the travelator because you stopped and pulled your knee pads up.
Yeah, back at home when you play Aussie rules, you always, drop your socks just before you're about to kick the goal.
You must be delighted. You're through to the final. That's it for Andrew Halliday. Well done.
Andrew Halliday gets to compete another day. Sean Clay, well, he has a moment he'll always remember.
Sometimes as sports presenters we are given to hyperbole, and it's not often that a sporting event lives up to the advanced billing, but in this case, especially the eliminator final between Jackie and Peggy, well, you talk about high drama, Uli. That was something special.
Oh, my heart's still beating, and of course, once again, we've learned the lesson that here on Gladiators, we can never say never.
And of course, being international presenters, we can't be too biased. All four contenders did so well tonight, but I must say I'm very proud of Andrew, the Australian.
You certainly had the right stuff. Well, one more semifinal to go. We'll have that next week here from the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham. Until then, for Kimberly Joseph and Uli, I'm Mike Adamley. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week on International Gladiators. Goodbye, everyone.
presenters, Ulrika Johnson, Mike Adamley, and Kimberly Joseph.
Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, England, and to the second of our international semi-finals. Yes, in tonight's show we have contenders from as far afield as Russia, South Africa, USA and Australia.
And Kimberly, with 6 different countries represented, there's a definite Olympic feeling here in Birmingham and a spirit that transcends competition. Backstage, the athletes are swapping stories, trading t-shirts, exchanging phone numbers, and I get the feeling that years from now, they'll remember more the friendships made as opposed to who won and who lost.
Well, I can certainly second that. And to add to that excitement, of course, the winners of tonight's show will be in the prize stakes, because whoever goes through to next week's grand final will either receive first prize, which is an around-the-world trip for 2, or they'll receive the runners-up prize of £2,000.
And only let me tell you that they are anxious to compete, so let's get right to it. Introducing tonight's contenders, first the women. From Russia, Elena Lebedenka, and from Australia, Lourene Bavard.
Elena, 24 years old, 5'8", 150 from Moscow. Lourene Bavard, one of the finest athletes we've seen, 5'10", 158.
So we've met our female contenders. Let's meet the Gladiators they'll be facing tonight.
From the United States of America, Jazz and Ice. From Australia, Flame. From South Africa, Sahara and Delilah. From Germany, Angel and Power. From Russia, Astra. From the United Kingdom, Panther, Lightning and Jade.
Well, the women look great, but so do our men, so let's meet tonight's male contenders. From the USA, Pat Shizmazia, and from South Africa, Peter Britz.
Pat, the 1995 American Gladiator champion, 5'10", from Ketchum, Idaho, against Peter Britz, a fine athlete from South Africa.
So now we've met the male contenders, let's meet the male Gladiators.
From the United States of America, Saber. From Australia, Tower and Hammer. From South Africa, Samson. From Germany, Giant and Flash. From Russia, Dynamite. And from the United Kingdom, Hunter and Wolfman.
Tonight's winners move on to the grand final, the championship. So without further ado, let the games begin.
Event number 1 in this international semi-final, the Pyramid.
Female contenders are first up the Pyramid, and they are from Russia, Elena. And from Australia, Lourene. And guarding their Pyramid are Ice and Lightning.
3, 2, 1.
Gladiators ready to pounce in this 60-second game. Elena on the left, getting wrapped up by Lightning from the United Kingdom. Down she goes. Ice doing the same to Lourene Bavard. Elena trying again. Has some space, but only momentarily. Down she goes, and as she does, she picks off Ice. Lourene Bavard, a free run, and she makes it to the top. Triggers the sensor. She's got 10. Still 30 seconds remain. And Elena Lebedenka now has a chance to do it again. Lightning went all the way back to the bottom, but Lightning much quicker, able to recover. And the young Russian athlete going back to the bottom. This has got to be very frustrating. And it is clear that she is not going to make it. Totally gassed. Well, that's it. Lourene Bavard with 10 points. That's Australian male champion Andrew Halliday. Here's how she did it. Elena Lebedenka being thrown to the bottom by Lightning, and watch right there. She caught Ice's leg, and Ice went as well.
Did you go into this game with any tactics?
To get there as quick as I can, because that is really, really tiring.
And Ice was out to get you, but she didn't quite get to you this time.
Oh, she had a good grab with me, but fortunately enough, she couldn't get after me, so... Yeah, great tempo
Well, that was a great start to the night.
And Ice, I know you're not happy right now doing a slow burn because rarely does that happen to you, and I think you got picked off by one of her tackles on Elena.
Rarely, Mike. That has never happened to me, ever, in 5 years. You know, you get yourself psyched up for this game, and I was completely ready for it, and you're waiting for that nice little ending climax, and it doesn't happen. It's a real letdown. And so, yeah, it's like I almost want a rematch right now because I know I could have shut her out.
Ice and Lightning doing their thing in the pyramid.
Woo! And next to climb the pyramid from the USA is Pat. And from South Africa, Peter. But guarding their territory are the Gladiators, Hammer and Wolf.
International contenders, ready! 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 3, 2, 1.
Patches Mazia on the left in the red, Peter Britz in the blue on the right. Peter, a fabulous athlete, but Wolf wraps him up. Hammer's got Pat in knots. Peter's brother ranks second in the world in the pole vault to Sergei Bubka. He also a great pole vaulter, but having problems here in the pyramid, as is Pat. 30 seconds remain. Pat running behind the screen. Hammer gets all tied up. Patches Mazia makes it, so does Peter Britz. 10 points for the American champion, Patches Mazia. Pete will settle for 5 as Wolf throws him back down. Crowd didn't like it. Pat, the beneficiary of some good fortune here. Watch Peter Britz in the blue momentarily pick off Hammer, the Australian Gladiator, and that gave Pat the free run.
Hammer of all the events in Gladiators, I don't think there's one that exacts as much of a toll as the pyramid. And it's a shame to work as hard as you and Wolf did and come up empty after stopping them essentially for the first 3 quarters of the game.
Well, I'll tell you something, the contenders certainly had their tactics worked out. They had Wolf and I crossing over, but then there was just a misunderstanding between Wolf and I, and he got round and I had to chase around Wolf, and then he got up 10 points, well deserved. He works hard, it's a hard 10 points to get.
Wolf, I also have the feeling, though, that this has been a pretty good partnership. This is your second year of International Gladiators, and you enjoyed working with this man, and you looked pretty good there for a while.
Hey, we were the best 2 guys up there, but a guy ran across the front of me.
Come on, he was lucky!
Tell the truth! If he didn't run across me, the other guy, I would have had him.
In this case, Wolf, I tend to agree with him.
Hey, I was having a sleep up there until then.
Wolf and Hammer doing their thing in the pyramid. Give him a hand.
But it was the American Patches Mazia who gets the 10 points and off to a quick start here in our international semifinals. Nicely done for the kid from Ketchum, Idaho. And after one event, Pat has a 5-point lead on the South African Peter Britz. We're still ahead here at the National Indoor Arena and old favorite, Atmosphere.
Yoo-hoo! Progressive shoppers, safe driver's discounts are yours for the taking in aisle 3.
Birmingham, England, and more of our international semifinals. The contenders about to climb inside their Atmospheres.
It's a story that no presenter likes to report, but Elena Lebedenka has to retire from the competition because of an injury sustained in pyramid. Her teammate, Luda Machenko, will take over. Luda, I know you feel bad for Elena, but you're happy for the second chance, yes?
Моя подруга по команде травмировалась. Очень жаль. Мне придется ее заменить. Я постараюсь все сделать возможное.
Well, if she can't win, I know you want to win, so good luck to both of you. I know you'll be rooting her on, and let's cheer Luda Machenko on.
Luda just 21 years old, and perhaps the fact that she has gone through this competition once before could be an advantage for her.
We're ready to roll our next event in the yellow atmosphere from Australia, Lourene Bavarts. In the orange atmosphere, Luda Machenko. And they'll be going against our pair of gladiators, Power and Panther. Over to our international referee, John Anderson.
10 points for Smoke. Australia, Russia, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1!
It hasn't been on the American version of Gladiators for several years, but you might remember that atmosphere, quite a lower leg workout. Both contenders, both Gladiators collide at midcourt. The object to roll that atmosphere over the scoring pod, and the sensor in the center, Lourene did just that. Luda working hard. Now she's got a breakaway with 30 seconds remaining. She can't get it to settle. Lourene right there can't do it either. Arms working, legs working. Lourene from Australia trying for another score. 12 seconds remain. She got that one. Panther couldn't get her in time. Luda all hung up. And Lourene unable to score before time expires. But her leg drive did pay some dividend as she powers her way, watch here, over scoring pod number 2.
Well, Lourene, that was a pretty good game for you.
I hope so, yeah. What was the score?
I'm not sure if I should tell you. Oh, all right, then you got 6 points.
All right.
You enjoy it. I mean, it's quite a tough game, but I mean, you're a tall girl. You managed to get the atmospheres moving pretty swiftly.
Yeah, it's a different sort of game, isn't it? Sort of got to keep the ball rolling and actually in front of the Gladiator, which I did. So, yeah, 6 points.
Congratulations, Lourene!
And those 6 points to go with her 10 in the pyramid gives her a 16-0 lead after 2 events.
In the blue atmosphere from the USA, Pat Chizmazia. In the yellow atmosphere from South Africa, Peter Brits. Then we go against Tower and Giant. Over to referee John Anderson.
10 points for Smoke. South Africa, USA, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1!
And Uli, if you thought that Lourene was tall, check out our 2 male Gladiators. Tower and Giant go 6'4" apiece, so they're really going to have a difficult time working these atmospheres against our 2 quick contenders. Chizmazia trying to get it to settle in pod number 2, and does. 40 seconds remain. Now Peter over pod number 3, he scores. Giant can't get there in time. Pat working hard, pumping the legs, pumping the arms, and he's got it in power pod number 2. Another 3 points. Peter, you got to move those legs. Got it rolling again. Let's see if he can score with just 10 seconds to go. No, Tower gets there in time. Brits at pod number 3. Look at that. Chizmazia's got another score. And that is it. Each goal worth 3 points. Pat had 3 of them for 9. Peter Brits got 1 right there at pod number 3. So after 2 events, here's our standings between the American and the South African. Pat Chizmazia leading 19-8. Well, coming up next, all eyes will be on the American Gladiator in her specialty, the duel. Her name is Jazz as the International Gladiators rolls on.
Number 3. First up, it's Lourene from Australia. And she's going to be facing Panther. Over to John Anderson.
Australia, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1!
The Object here for the contender. Get across this very unstable suspension bridge or knock the Gladiator off. Both women go flying, but because Panther went first, Lourene gets the 10 points. And for Bavard, it was all a matter of balance. And she had the better of it.
Next up, it's Luda of Russia. And she's facing Jazz. Over to John Anderson.
Russia, ready!
In a preliminary round matchup, Luda did beat the South African gladiator Sahara, but Jazz a much tougher foe. Jazz gets in the first lick. Luda holding her own, but only momentarily as down she goes. Jazz taking no prisoners in the suspension bridge. And as a result, after 3 events in the women's competition, Lourene Bavard with a 21-0 lead.
So we now move into the men's event with Pat from the US. And he's going to be facing Flash.
Not one of Chizmazia's favorite events. He lost to Dynamite, the Russian gladiator. Now he faces 6'3" of Flash, the German gladiator. Here we go. Pat taking that defensive posture. Flash wailing away. Pat almost lost his stick. He's in trouble. And he grabs on to Flash's stick. That's an automatic disqualification. Down go both men. So no points for Pat Chizmazia. And I got the feeling that Pat, once he knew he was gone, he said, hey, I'm going to take you with me, man.
Next up is Peter of South Africa. And he's going to be facing Dynamite.
South Africa, ready!
Dynamite, the Russian bear. This is his favorite event. He beat Pat Chizmazia in the prelims. Now he draws Peter Brits. Come on, he says. I don't know, Peter, if that stare down's going to work with this big guy. Whip, whap, down he goes. And the Russian bear does it again. He has quickly become one of the more popular gladiators among this international corps here in Birmingham, England. Nothing to it but to do it.
Dynamite, I have to say, you're one of my favorite gladiators. You did a terrific job.
I did a good job. My head is full of joy. A really strong man.
Let's hear it for Dynamite and for Peter. Never mind.
So after 3 events, the American Pat Chizmazia still clinging to a 19-8 lead. He'll try to hang on to that lead in the next event. Hang tough. But before we get to that, let's take a trip with the American gladiators down the River Thames.
Pitching coins on the River Thames is like a really kind of a cool experience that we're having here.
Really
we're bonding.
Yes, we are.
Kind of like that gladiator bonding thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And I'm going to beat you. Yes, I am.
You're
oh.
Indoor arena, the gladiator cheerleaders G-Force making sure everybody is properly enthused for our next event. Hang tough.
Our first female contender up on Hang Tough from Australia is Lourene. But trying to stop her from getting to the other side is Jet.
Australia, ready! Gladiator, ready!
Jet is always ready. This is her best event. And watch how smooth and graceful she is. We have likened this to a chess match in midair before. And certainly Jet has a lot of checkmates to her credit. Lourene trying to somehow outfox the British Gladiator. But she cannot do it. Lourene is strong, but maybe not strong enough to keep Jet from prying her off. Look at this, though. She can hang tough. Well, down she went. That was it. Good effort, though. Great effort by Lourene Bobart from Australia. And in the end, it was the scissors leg lock that Jet got on Lourene that sent her to the mat.
Next up on Hang Tough from Russia is Luda. And trying to stop her from getting to the other side from the USA, Ice.
And if Jet has an equal in this event, it just may be the American Gladiator Ice.
Russia!
Hang tough, one of her specialties. Luda desperately trying to get on the scoreboard. Ice going right down the center, right for her prey, Luda. Looks like Luda's just waiting for the inevitable, and there it is. Ice reaching out with that left arm, and then the power of her entire body pulls Luda off. There it is, the mischievous grin, the left arm, the legs, the right arm. До свидания. And still, after 4 events, no points for the Russian contender.
First up on Hang Tough from the USA, Pat. And he'll be up against the Gladiator, Giant. Our international referee, John Forsyth.
USA, ready!
And instead of maybe listing Giant's chest size, perhaps his wingspan, he occupies a lot of territory up there on this grid of rings. Gonna be tough for Pat to get by. So far, so good. Giant waiting for Chismazia to make a move. Pat trying to stay out of harm's way. He backs off a bit. Crossing over. 30 seconds remain. Giant matching Chismazia ring for ring, crossed over with Pat, got his legs around his neck. You saw that knowing nod. Pat knew he was had. Wasn't much Pat could do once he selected this outside line of rings, except to hang on for dear life.
Next up on Hang Tough from South Africa is Peter. And he'll be up against the Lord of the Rings himself, Wolf.
Peter Britz currently trailing by 11, 10 here against the Wolfman. Puts him back in his semifinal against Pat Chismazia. Let's see if Peter's got any talent on these rings. He looks good, he looks strong. Crosses over. Wolf trying to do the same. Wolf moving in. Peter hanging on to one ring with 30 seconds to go. Now Wolf trying to hang on. Oh, pretty nifty move there by Peter Britz, a shoulder dislocate. Now, if Peter can stay up there without being pulled off, he'll get 5 points, but he needs to get to the red section of rings. Right now, he's still in the silver. Wolf blocking his path. Time expires, and I don't think he did it.
Peter, you did very well to stay away from him, but you didn't make it to the red rings, which is the object of the game.
Yes, I know, but I mean, but I went anyway. Wolf was there.
So you just wanted to avoid him at all costs.
Oh, that's true.
Wolf, you're supposed to be the Lord of the Rings. Where were you?
Hey, man, did you see what he did? Lifted his legs up above his head.
Yeah, a few acrobatic moves there.
Hey, did he score any points?
I don't think so.
No points!
Well, no points for Peter, but please thank Wolf and Peter from South Africa. Well done.
And the score remains the same after 4 events.
Up next, me and 4 international gladiator brothers in the gauntlet. Don't go nowhere.
And Saber knows gauntlet.
All right, here's one fistful right there.
He knows cricket, too.
But life is a sport.
I'm gonna break the stick with it. Watch me. You ain't seen nothing yet. Watch.
Right, and that was a home run pitch.
He set me up. He's giving me low ones and then high ones.
Welcome back as our International Gladiators semifinals continue with the gauntlet. Poised for her run down Agony Alley from Australia, Lourene Bivard. But she's got to get by Jazz, Angel, Lightning, and Delilah. Over to referee Larry Thompson.
Australia ready! Gladiators ready! 3, 2, 1.
If Lourene can get through this thing in under 30 seconds, she's got 5 points. If she can get through in under 20, she's got 10. Look at Lightning at station number 3, wailing away on Lourene Bivard. But she's by her. And now the final gladiator. She dives across. Did she make it? A superb effort by the 1995 Australian champion that was only thwarted by the lightest gladiator, Lightning. You know, it was truly amazing to me that the smallest gladiator turned out to give you the toughest time. Great Britain's Lightning.
Doesn't matter how light they are. I have to say that Lightning's probably one of the best gladiators in the world, so give it all to her credit. She's great.
Well, I know what everybody wants to know. How fast did she get through? Andy, we got a time?
I have indeed. 19.91 seconds.
19.91 seconds. You know what that means. 10 points. Lourene Bivard from Australia. Stop from Russia, Luda. She'll have to face off against the quintet of Ice, Power, Flame, Lightning, and Delilah. Over to referee John Anderson. Russia, ready! Luda knows it's imperative for her to score. Final event before the eliminator.
2, 1.
The youngest contender in this international field by the first gladiator. Now by the second. Again, she can get through in under 20 seconds. She's got 10 points. But look at Lightning from the UK. Knocks you out of the gauntlet, so they'll stop the clock and pick it up again. Lightning, the MVP of this event.
There are 17 seconds remaining.
Lightning working hard, but Ludamachenko bowls over the last gladiator to get through. Tough customer, Lightning. Is there anybody in this national indoor arena who had doubts about Lightning's toughness? She stood up 2 big women. I mean, you were unbelievable in there.
Yeah, I find them very tough. They're very big girls, and they've come here to fight the gladiators.
I mean, I don't think they're too nervous because they've got so much aggression, anger, and they're going to go a long way. I'd like to wish them a lot of luck for the rest of the events. Good luck, girls.
And not for a second did you think about not putting your body in harm's way?
I have to use my body because, as you know, I'm not the biggest gladiator. But I do try my best, and that time I think I came on top, so...
All right, well, go see the physio and get this woman a Kleenex. Give her a big hand. She is one tough gladiator, Lightning.
And despite Lightning's effort, our two contenders put a pair of 10s on the scoreboard. Lourene Bavart with a 31-10 lead.
Coming up next, International Gladiators. Don't go nowhere, or else I'm gonna come to your house and get you.
Attention collectors, here's a unique piece of automotive history you won't want to miss.
Back here at the National Indoor Arena, the International Gladiators semifinals continue to move on. It's rock and roll time, and the men set to do the same in their run through the gauntlet.
First up in the run for it all from the USA, Mazia. Our 5 gladiators inside, they are Dynamite, Hunter, Flash, Samson, and Tower. Over to referee, John Anderson. USA, ready!
Pat only 175 pounds, giving away about 65 pounds to each of these gladiators. He'll have to be quick. Dynamite working him over. Now Hunter from the UK. It's almost hand-to-hand combat inside that gauntlet. Pat a wild man, but is he wild enough? Samson knocks him out at station number 4. They'll pick it up again. You can see that Pat's starting to wear down.
3, 2, 1.
Maybe the momentary breather will help Pat regain some of his stamina, but he runs into the Australian gladiator at the final station. That is Tower, all 6'5" of him. And Pat Mazia had a chance, but Tower wiped it out.
Hoping to find light at the end of this tunnel from South Africa, Peter Brits. Inside the gauntlet, Dynamite, Hunter, Flash, Saber, and Tower. Over to referee, John Forsythe.
South Africa, ready! Gladiators, ready!
Once again, this is the final event before the Eliminator, the last chance for the South African contender, Peter Brits, to get on the scoreboard here. He gets by Dynamite rather quickly, I might add. Now Hunter, but knocked outside the gauntlet by Flash, the German gladiator. So we'll stop the clock and pick it up again. You know, the Glads have a little competition amongst themselves. They all want to be the man to knock the contender out. That time Flash did. All right, Peter's got 3 guys to get by. First Flash. He pins him down. Now Saber working him over. He's not going to get through in under 20. And now the big Aussie Tower making sure he doesn't get through in under 30. Child's play here. And that is it. And you don't think these guys care? Add to the fact that his 4 teammates did so well, Tower didn't have much of a problem.
The Australian contingent over there going, nobody gets by Tower, and I guess not in the gauntlet, huh?
No, there's no points, but no taking it away from these guys. They've got plenty of heart, they're super quick, and they're all champions.
Let's put the helmet on the other head, so to speak. Would you like to go against those guys over there, Dynamite, Hunter, Flash, and Saber?
I'd actually run around the outside, which is a smart thing, and get up the end and just jump up and down.
I'll tell you what, you guys, all of you guys, this was fun to watch. And Peter Brits, you are a man. Give him a hand. Peter Brits from South Africa. All that
remains is the eliminator race to decide who's moving on to the championship. We'll have that race as International Gladiators continues right after this.
In Birmingham, where it's crunch time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's eliminator time.
And early, the women will start things off. Lourene Bavard gets a 10.5-second head start.
Australia, you will go on my first whistle. Russia, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Lourene Bavard from down under, the 1995 Australian Gladiator champion, trying to move into our international finals. And here comes Luda. Finally got on the scoreboard in the gauntlet with 10 points and now has to come from behind. Lourene awfully strong now. Luda having problem getting up this rope. It is Bavart's to win, up the cargo net. She does that handily. Machenko trying to come from behind, slowly, steady. Waiting for Lourene Bavard to make a mistake, but that does not look like it's going to happen. The mistakes right now being made by Machenko. Peggy Odita looking on. She's already in the grand final. Bavard taking her time now. Works the travelator well, makes it to the top. And she will face Peggy Odita next week in the championship. And everybody here inside the National Indoor Arena making sure that Luda finishes things off the right way. Come on, and she's made it up the travelator.
Well, Lourene, you had the head start, but that gave you access to take a little breather before you attempted the travelator, and it certainly paid off.
It sure did, yeah, and got to make sure he got that first go. In Australia, I got a couple of scars from the travelator. I don't want any more.
Well, listen, you're going to come back for the final.
Oh, yes, I am, and I hope the crowd comes back to support me as well. It's been great. Thanks a lot, Birmingham.
All right, in the men's competition, Pat Chizmazi has an 11-point lead on South African Peter Brits. He will get a 5.5-second head start. Over to referee John Anderson.
USA, you will go on my first whistle. South Africa, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
These two men very evenly matched. Pat Chizmazi has turned in one of the fastest eliminator times so far. Peter Brits needs a faster one. Pole vault technique to climb up that rope. That allowed him to cut into Pat's lead a bit. Peter working his way across the handbike. Now the cylinder. They're both on the cargo net. This could be close. Pat the first up. Peter Brits now there, down the zip line. The travelator may tell the tale. Winner goes on to meet Andrew Halliday of Australia in the final. There he is looking on. Pat Chizmazi with all the focus in the world. Can he make it up? He does, but just barely as Peter Brits goes down. Oh, this was a close race. Wasn't decided until the very, very end. And everybody giving Peter Brits a hand.
Well, Pat, huge congratulations. You're through to our international final. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great. I almost lost it there a couple times, but finish is what it's all about. And
it was really a fight to the finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely was a fight to finish. My concentration I had to pull it back at least 2 or 3 times during that event. It was tough.
And of course, you'll be joining Peggy Odita in the final, so 2 Americans in the final. No Brits. But this is for you. For today, you put in an incredible amount of hard work. We'll see you in the final. Let's hear it for Pat.
Peter Brits, I thought on the cargo net, you might have caught him.
My foot got a little stuck, but no excuses. That is the best.
You know what? This was South Africa's first venture into international gladiators, and I think you represented your country very well, and I know you're mighty proud of your effort.
I'm really proud. I'm just glad it's over. I didn't do too bad.
Nice going, Peter Brits from South Africa.
So it's been decided tonight. It's the United States against Australia in our grand final next week.
And Uli, it should be terrific because Lourene and Pat Shizmazia will join Peggy Odita and Andrew Halliday, and I know you're excited, Kim.
That's right, and if tonight's performances are anything to go by, then that final is going to be just incredible.
So an exciting chapter of International Gladiators closed out today. For Kimberly Joseph and Uli, I'm Mike Adamley. We'll see you again for the grand final next week on International Gladiators.
Yeah, good
night, everyone.
At last, the moment nations across the globe have been waiting for. After 6 weeks of breathtaking action, the final of International Gladiators 1996 has arrived.
And Uli, it's not an exaggeration to say that tonight is one of the most important moments in the athletic lives of our four superb contenders. They have battled their way through the preliminary rounds, the semifinals, and tonight they are poised and ready to go at it one final time, competing for themselves and competing for their countries. Their quest for victory about to begin, and it should be spectacular.
And apart from national pride, all our finalists tonight will be sharing in these wonderful prizes. Our champions will each receive a tremendous trip for two around the world. And our runners-up will each take home £2,000.
So our international stage is set. Let's meet tonight's finalists. For the women, from Australia, Lourene Bavard. And from the USA, Peggy Odita.
Lourene Bavard, the 30-year-old three-time world karate champion. And Peggy Odita, the former Pac-10 heptathlon champ.
From the United States of America, Jazz! Australia, Blade! From South Africa, Sahara! From Germany, Angel! From Russia, Astra! From the United Kingdom, Lightning, Bo, Soviet, and Jay!
So we've met the women. Time now to introduce you to our male contenders. From the USA, Pat Shizmazia, and from Australia, Andrew Halliday.
Pat's a 27-year-old snowboard instructor from Ketchum, Idaho, versus the Australian champion and national aerobics champ, Andrew Halliday.
From the United States of America,
contestants, let's get it on. Let the international finals begin.
First up on pole is Lourene from Australia. And she's going to be facing Lightning. Over to John Anderson.
Bad draw for both these contenders here in the finals. Lightning the very best here in Polax. They'll have to be quick. And they're on their way. Lightning on the right. With a full body length lead already. Lourene knows she's in trouble. Lightning hits the sensor and down goes the Australian champion. That was quick. You'll see the difference here. Lightning the winner.
Next up against Lightning is Peggy from the United States.
Will take the pole.
Look how determined Lightning is.
2, 1.
Lightning responds to the whistle first. Peggy Odita will have to hustle, but she slipped. And down she goes, so not much of a mess. Watch her right heel slip off the peg, and a golden opportunity evaporates.
Well, Peggy, that promised to be a very good climb, but you slipped.
Yeah, I had a little too much chalk on my hand, and it got a little slippery.
Very disappointed.
That's all right. There's more games to come.
That's what we like to hear. Let's hear it for Peggy.
And inauspicious start for our two finalists, but Peggy, you're right. There's 5 more events to go.
So we now move into the men's event with Pat from the United States. And he's going to be facing Hunter.
Pat likes any event in which climbing is involved, but Hunter is so good in this event. You're going to see why here in just a few seconds. Watch how quick this big man is. He's got a half a body length. He's got the sensor, and Pat Chizmazi is going down the hard way. Hunter, 238 pounds, and watch him fly to the top.
From Australia.
3, 2.
The Australian about to try to do what Pat couldn't, beat the man who has never been defeated in this before, Hunter, and Hunter off to a great start once again. Halliday close, but not close enough, and now the free fall, courtesy of Hunter. So like the women, the men come up empty in Polax. Not a time to get depressed, however. 5 events to go, and Peggy Odita and Pat Chizmazi, the 2 Americans, know that Powerball is next.
So he's going away with Avis. Again. He'll probably get the where-to GPS so he can find all his precious fancy coffees and driving ranges on his business trip. Fine. That's the way he wants it? Fine. Forget about him. You don't need him. Did he just look back? I think he looked back.
Where-to GPS can find anything from a driving range to a latte. Just one more reason Avis is your other car.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything in life came with a worry-free guarantee?
Championships continue here from the National Indoor Arena. Time for our contenders to kick it into gear for Powerball.
Our female contenders are chomping at the bit and ready to go using the blue scoring markers from the USA, Peggy Odita. Using the red scoring markers from Australia, Lourene Bavard.
Over to referee John Anderson.
USA, Australia, ready!
Lourene and Peggy great on their feet. Watch how quickly Peggy scored in the center cylinder, and Lourene just matched her. Peggy now one on the outside, so does Lourene. Here comes Peggy again. These Gladiators not quite sure what hit them. Really out of sync as far as teamwork is concerned. Lourene has that one roll off the rim of the cylinder. Peggy going for the center, decides to get one on the outside. Lourene's got one. Peggy another one. We're going to need a calculator. Lourene breaks away again. This is unbelievable. Peggy finally taken down. 20 seconds still remain. Lourene fights off another double team, scores in the center cylinder there. Peggy got one on the outside. We're under 10 seconds. The contenders having a field day here in the Grand Championship. Peggy Odita and Lourene Bavart putting on a clinic, and finally that is it. And for Peggy O, the name of this game, Pure Power.
Did you expect to be able to score as many times as that?
No. I think these guys, they haven't had a lot of practice doing this game, so we kind of ran them around a bit.
But you have no idea at this point how many points you scored.
Not at all. I have no clue.
Well, it's very, very close. Lourene, come in here a second. You were equally sensational out there. And I guess in defense of our three Gladiators, again, experience is everything in Powerball, and quite frankly, you had experience on your side.
Yeah, well, I was trying Gladiators back at home. They're just awesome at this game, so I suppose I'm going to say thanks for them.
Two terrific athletes, Lourene Bavart from Australia, Peggy Odita, putting on a show in Powerball. Officially, John Anderson?
23-15.
23 for Peggy, 15 for Lourene. Wow. The men are ready to be rocked. Can they roll? We're about to find out using the blue scoring markers. From Australia, Andrew Halliday. Trying to score with the red markers from the USA, Pat Chismazia. For the Gladiators, Impy and Dynamite.
Over to our international referee, John Anderson.
Australia and USA, ready! Gladiators, ready!
Three large bodies for our contenders to get around. Both Pat and Andrew will have to rely on their quicks.
2, 1.
Here we go. Pat getting pushed out of bounds by Dynamite. The Russian Gladiator. Here's Andrew. He's got one in the outer cylinder. Pat squirms away and finds the center. That's worth 3. Pat getting double teamed. Andrew Halliday takes advantage of that and scores in the center cylinder. Referee John Anderson stopping the Powerball match momentarily. Let's find out why. I believe Dynamite had a finger poked in his eye right there. Big Russian Bear shaking it off and saying he's okay.
Okay.
Name of problema. We're going to start things off again.
39 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1.
Andrew, nothing doing there. Dynamite with a vengeance takes Halliday down. Again, Pat Chismazia takes advantage of that double team and scored in the center. Andrew looking for the center, decides to go for the outside. 15 seconds to go. Dynamite, the Russian Gladiator, playing well. But our two contenders have been undaunted. Andrew Halliday and Pat Chismazia score right before the whistle sounds, and that's it.
Double-digit points, two tired contenders. Andrew Halliday, you win Powerball, but first of all, the condition of your left shoulder. I know you're wincing there.
I think it was Dynamite when he landed on me. He gave me a big bang in the shoulder. Might have put it out of place.
One of the toughest things you've ever done?
Oh, that game, like, it ranks right up there with it. You know, I kept just pumping back and throw, and And yeah, I really felt it.
A little like rules football.
Worse.
Pat, I know this is one event that you won over, and you won it over in a hurry, but you did fairly well.
I did okay. This is one event. I wish I compared it to football home in America, and I never played football, and I wish I did now. I wish I spent some time after school and stuck around and learned how to play the game.
Okay, good work. Referee John Anderson has the official score. John?
The score, 14 points to America and 18 points to Australia.
Stay with us, a lot more action to come as we continue after the break with more International Gladiators. We move on to the grand scale of pendulum.
First up on pendulum, from Australia is Lourene. And she'll be facing the gladiator from the UK, Vogue.
Vogue, a new addition to the British Gladiator team this year. Her greatest asset, quickness and tenacity.
The pendulum.
Again, the Gladiators have 60 seconds to try to, one, find the contender, and then two, rip a marker off their back. Lourene Bavart running out of harm's way. All the while, that giant sphere up there swinging back and forth. Lourene trying to fight the forces of gravity. She's upside down, parallel with the floor. Vogue just struggling to stay up there. "13 seconds. Vogue close, but not close enough. Lourene hanging on. And she does it. 10 points for the Australian champion, and momentarily she moves ahead of Peggy Odita here in the finals. Vogue got to within several feet, but no closer.
Pendulum from the USA is Peggy. And she'll be trying to keep out of the clutches of the gladiator from the UK, Zodiac.
The pendulum.
Zodiac, a 3-year veteran of British Gladiators. She, like Vogue, her counterpart in this event, very quick.
3, 2, 1.
Peggy needs 10 to regain the lead. Zodiac going up over top. Actually, kind of an advantage that the contender can see the gladiator. Peggy now in trouble, and Peggy now off. So a very, very tough break for Peggy Odita, the American champion. And you may have to give credit to Zodiac's relentless pressure. The Australian Lourene Bavart now with a 2-point lead after 3 events.
First male contender on pendulum from the USA is Pat. And he'll be trying to steer clear of our gladiator from Germany, Flash.
The pendulum.
The German gladiator Flash is a reckless character. He'll do anything that he can to pull Patches Mazia off.
3, 2, 1.
With this event right up Pat's alley, anything that involves a little bit of danger and a lot of climbing is his cup of tea.
Both men laboring around the top of this 20-foot sphere that is swinging, rocking back and forth. Flash won't rest until he grabs Patches Mazia. 30 seconds now remaining. So far, Flash has tried just about everything. Now he's going to change direction. They are on opposite sides. 10 seconds. Come on, where are you? Flash making a final move there. Stretched out his entire body, but it didn't work. Patches Mazia 10 points in Pendulum. A game of cat and mouse the entire time.
Our next male contender on Pendulum from Australia is Andrew. And he'll be facing from the UK, resident bad boy, Wolf.
Set the pendulum!
Well, Wolf's best event is hang tough, so he's fairly adept at anything that involves hanging and from things suspended from the ceiling, like this pendulum sphere is. Andrew trying to peek around the sides of the sphere to find out Wolf's location. If he can't see Wolf, he certainly has a sense of where he is. Andrew changing directions, much like Patches Mazia did. We're under 20 seconds. I think the only way Wolf is going to get this contender is if Andrew makes a mistake and falls off, loses his grip. Very clear now that Andrew Halliday is going to match Patches Mazia and get his 10 points. The match between these two men stays very, very close, much to Wolf's dismay. After 3, Andrew by 4.
You know, Jazz, it's amazing to me that up until 219 years ago, what is now the United States was part of this country.
You know, Hawk, all this history is getting me so excited.
I tell you what, I cannot wait to defend the United States of America, huh?
I can't wait to get in there, too. I like to lead my own history on the International Gladiators.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo!
Our international championships continue. G-Force making sure spirits remain high among the fans and also the contenders. No problem there. They've been great. Next event, hang tough.
On the platform for the contenders, Australian Gladiator champion Lourene Bavard. On the other side of the ring, she's positively electric. She's lightning.
In the semifinals, Lourene Bavard lost to British Gladiator Jet. Lightning very much like Jet. Excellent in this event.
3, 2, 1.
Again, the contenders have 60 seconds to get across this grid of ring. One eye on the ring, one eye on the Gladiator. Lourene Bavard taking the outside line. Lightning crossing over to cut off her path. For just a split second there, Lourene had a bit of an edge, but Lightning beat her to the ring that she wanted, and Lourene had no choice but to go down. Four arms, just one ring, and Lightning got there first.
A Next for the contenders from the USA, Peggy Odita. For the Gladiators, the one, the only, Jet.
Difficult assignment for the American champion, Peggy Odita. Jet has never lost in hang tough. A remarkable win streak considering how many contenders she's gone against. But Peggy on top of Jet in a heartbeat down that outside line. And right now she's by Jet. Jet's rhythm is all screwed up here. Peggy Odita has done it. Jet never got started and never had a chance, and Peggy Odita can't believe it. She has taken the lead. Rhythm, a very important element here in hang tough. Jet never had it, Peggy did.
Peggy, it is one thing to win in hang tough. It is quite another to win and beat the best, Jet.
She's awesome. I mean, I had her in the semis, and I had some trouble. A little nervous. This time I really wanted to get across.
Jet, you are an artist in this event, and the rings are your canvas. Trouble is, Peggy painted a better picture that time.
I have never been beaten on hang tough before, and I accept very gracious defeat from Peggy Odita. Well done.
About as good as you'll ever see, folks. Jet and Peggy Odita.
And after 4 events, Peggy O has taken the lead.
Coming up next on International Gladiators is Two Scoop and the Car.
We had taken the step.
Continue with hang tough.
On the platform for the contenders from the USA, Pat Shizmazia. At the other end of this grid of rings, Cobra.
That, but he is very good in hang tough.
3, 2, 1.
Pat can put a lot of pressure on Andrew Halliday if he can win here. That's a big if against Cobra. Cobra's got those legs around him. Lost the grip. Will have to start all over. Cobra in a bit of trouble now. He's lost his momentum. Dead calm up there on the ring. Pat, meanwhile, has got his rhythm going. Swinging back and forth. Oh, Cobra's got a leg. And lost it, and down he goes. So a huge, huge break for Pat Shizmazia. A long way from Idaho to England, but what a feeling.
Really phenomenal and hang tough. And you got him, man.
Thank you very much.
You got him.
I did. I got him. I can't believe it.
You almost swang back into him, though.
I got tangled up twice there, Mike, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I got away from him, and that's all that counts. I made it to the other side. I'm very happy. Very happy.
Cobra, I thought you were about to swallow him up, and then things got a little hairy up there.
Probably got overconfident. This is the Olympics of the Gladiators. These guys are the very best of the best. I don't mind beating by God. It's nice and it's good. Well done.
Cobra and Pat Shizmazia, that was exciting to watch and hang tough.
But right here was the best landing.
On the platform for the contenders, Australian Gladiator champion, Andrew Halliday. For the Gladiators, it's the German Giants.
And hang tough, Giants best event. Remember, Andrew Halliday hurt his arm in Powerball after being driven to the mat by the Russian Gladiator Dynamite. You can see that his left shoulder is bandaged up and heavily. Could be a factor here. So far, so good. on the outside. For just a split second, he was by Giant, and now Giant's got a hold of Andrew. And down goes the Australian. Once the Gladiator gets a leg lock on a contender, it is just a matter of time. So Pat Mazia takes the lead. Right now, let's send it over to my South African colleague, Glenn Hicks.
Well, with us here tonight, the winners from last year's finals. And I can tell you what, they are some very, very special people. And it will, of course, be their last night as reigning champions of International Gladiators. From the United States, Wesley Two Scoops Berry. And from the UK, Eunice Huttard. Very, very popular winners here last year in International Gladiators. I've got to ask you, Wesley, I've been wondering since I've come out from South Africa, please explain Two Scoops.
Real short and simple. My mother, she would never let me get away from the table unless I had 2 scoops of vegetables. So that's how that name started, with my mom giving me always 2 scoops.
And that's why you're so big and strong now.
That's very correct.
2 Scoops, you get ready over there for something very, very special. Eunice, it's been a great, great year for you since you won International Gladiators in this arena a year ago. I know for starters, you defended your European karate title.
Yeah, it was freestyle karate, and I gained my European title, so that was under my belt just after I finished Gladiators.
And another nice big boost for you, you got involved in the movies. I mean, you're a big, big star now. Tell me about that.
Yeah, through Gladiators, I got asked to audition for the James Bond movie, and I got on it, did my stuff, and it was totally awesome.
Eunice Huttard, Gladiator star and movie star.
The Bond movie was GoldenEye, but here is something that 007 has never, ever done, nor his stunt double. But Wesley Berry about to try it, and yes, with ease, looking like Bob Beamon winning the long jump. Wesley Berry easily clears this car. Now, he's done this many, many times before in front of a handful of friends, but never in front of an audience like this. 2 Scoops, you are still the man. And coming up next, the woman. Her name is Jazz. You'll see her in the duel. With event number 5, the duel, the international version of our joust. First up, Australian champ Lourene Bavard, and she draws Jazz, who brings some impressive credentials to the jousting platform. 5'10", 180 pounds, and a fighting machine in this event. Here we go. Jazz getting in the early shot. Lourene taking the defensive posture, keeping her balance, certainly not intimidated. Jazz actually looking down and in a bit of trouble. Almost lost her pugil stick. 10 seconds remain. If Lourene goes the distance, she'll get 5 points for the draw. And it appears that she has done exactly that. She has held off Jazz, took her best shots, and got to 5. She almost won the darn thing as Jazz tried to knock Lourene's pins out from underneath her and almost fell off herself. Now it's Peggy Odita. She draws the Australian Gladiator Flame.
3, 2, 1.
Flame, the early aggressor. You saw that face of determination. Peggy with a roundhouse there. Another one. Flame with the face of rage. Peggy in a bit of trouble. Under 10 seconds. Wild swing by Flame. Another one in it. Peggy able to push her off. So a strange turn of events there in the joust against Flame. And now Peggy Odita with a 13-point lead. On to the men we go. Pat Mazia, and he draws a tough customer in the Australian Vulcan.
3, 2, 1.
Pat's eyes wide open. So are Vulcan's. Pat's giving away about 65 pounds. Not much of a match. Vulcan, the powerful Maori warrior. He doesn't expect to lose against contenders, and he didn't against Pat Mazia. And he went to work early and often. Pat never had a chance. Now the Australian Andrew Halliday was slated to go next, but he is out of the competition. He separated his shoulder in Powerball as the Russian Gladiator Dynamite sent him to the mat. You could see him wincing in pain, and he re-injured it in handcuffs. So his replacement now, Shane Saltmarsh. He is a member of the Australian Special Forces and a great athlete in his own right, 5'11", 195 pounds, and he draws the American Gladiator Hawk. Hawk now one to play favorites, but he knows he could do Patches Mazia a big favor here if he can knock off the Australian.
2, 1.
Hawk determined or what? Wild swing sends him down to one knee, almost lost his balance. He went for the headshot. Shane sees an opening, but he gets overly aggressive, crosses over to Hawk's platform, automatic disqualification. Shane thought he had Hawk in trouble, but wound up eliminating himself. So after 5 events, Patches Mazia with a 6-point lead.
Well, it's fast, it's furious, and it's the only thing that stands between our contenders and international glory. It is, of course, the Eliminator. Join us after the break here on International Gladiators. National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where we're just moments away from finding out who will be our champions of International Gladiators 1996.
Peggy gets a 6.5-second head start. We're set to go. 2 great athletes, Peggy Odina, Lourene Bavard.
You will go on my first whistle. Australia, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
We saw in the semifinals that the Travelator nearly did Peggy Odina in. Right now she has the lead. She should hold that lead here along the way, but right there on the rope, she lost control a bit, and that allows Lourene Bavard to catch up. She's almost drawn even. Across the hand ladder they go. Peggy Odina now. Across the cylinder, and now the cargo net. They're side by side, and Lourene has taken the lead. This one is going to go right down to the wire. The 3-time world karate champion in point sparring karate, Lourene Bavard, against the former Pac-10 heptathlon champion, Peggy Odina. Australia and the USA side by side as they hit the mat and head for the balance beam. The crowd here at the National Indoor Arena going wild. Peggy is taking the lead. And now, who will make it up the Travelator first? Peggy Odina. It was her Waterloo before, but not today. Peggy Odina, our international grand champion. In an unbelievable race. Lourene Bavard gave it everything she had.
Peggy Odina, congratulations. You are the no International Gladiator champion. Lourene Bavard of Australia proved that 6.5 seconds can evaporate in a hurry.
It can. I just want to say, people don't know these games take a lot out of you physically and mentally. And when you're down, you got to pull from within, because that's where you pull the true champion. And today, I pulled it out.
Peggy Odina, you had a great run here in Birmingham, England, to present you with the International Gladiator Trophy, last year's champion, Eunice Huthart. Peggy Odina of the USA, your champion from 1995-96.
Well, Lourene, you've worked incredibly hard tonight. She had the 6.5-second head start, which it seemed to me you managed to catch up by the time you reached the cargo net.
Yeah, it was a balance beam. Caught in the balance beam. She's a tough competitor. She did really well. Never mind. Next time.
We hope so too. It's been great to have you on the show. There is one small consolation prize, and here, who better to present you with it than this fabulous, handsome man, Wesley Berry. There's the prize. There's the trophy. Let's hear it for Lourene Bavard of Australia.
Two great champions, Lourene and Peggy. The men will be hard-pressed to match that finish. Patches Mazia will get a 3-second head start because of his 6-point lead. Let's send it over to our international referee.
USA, you will go on my first whistle. Australia, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
James Saltmarsh, the Australian, filling in for his injured teammate Andrew Halliday. Can he make up this 3-second differential? Patches Mazia up the rope and holding on to that 3-second lead. Now motoring his way across the handbike. Pumping hard, so is Shane. The cylinder now. The unassuming young man from Ketchum, Idaho. Andrew Halliday rooting on his teammate. Pat has not faltered a bit. Down the zip line he comes. If anything, he's increased his lead on Saltmarsh. Steady, hanging on. If he fell off there, he would have had to start over again. But he makes it across the balance beam, and look at the focus here. Patches Mazia. His eyes are on the prize. He makes it up the travelator. Shane trying to make it close, but he can't. Mazia wins it as the USA goes 2 for 2, a clean sweep here in the finals.
It's nice to see you smile. I guess you're a happy bunny now.
Oh, no, that was perfect all the way through. I'm very pleased with myself on that one.
Just a wee bit of a tinker there on the balance beam.
Yeah. Well, that was actually good. I gave myself 10 points on that one. I made it without falling off.
You recovered?
I recovered. That's what I did.
Well, Patches Mazia, you are the champion of Gladiators, 1996 international champion. And here's last year's champion to present you with the trophy and a trip around the world for 2.
Shane, you had to come in a tough position. Andrew gets hurt. Your teammate goes down. You really don't have much of a chance to psych yourself up for the entire day. But I think I speak for all the competitors here, the referees, everybody who works on our show. You represented the Australians well, and the Australian team is a force to be reckoned with in international gladiators.
Yeah, thank you. We have got a very strong team, and we knew it was going to come down to who had the most points. And well done to Pat, and well done to Andrew as well. It's hard to make that decision to pull out.
Yeah, again, Shane, you were a great representative for your country, and Australia, as I said before, was terrific here in Birmingham, England. Shane Saltmarsh from Australia, congratulations. And to present you with the runners-up trophy, Eunice Huthard, last year's champion. So Shane Saltmarsh came on in relief of his countryman, Andrew Halliday, and did not disappoint. So an amazing ending to an amazing day. Patches Mazia and Peggy Odita of the USA succeed Eunice Huthard and Wesley Berry as international gladiator champions. And Uli, it was everything we thought it would be.
It certainly was. Nail-biting, heart-stopping, blood, sweat and tears. It was fabulous.
You had to feel, Kimberly, in your first go-round on International Gladiators, other than the tough assignment of having to interview Russian contenders and gladiators, that this was something very special for you.
It certainly was something very special. And on behalf of the Australian Gladiators and challengers and myself, I'd just like to say thank you so much for having us here. It has been the most incredible competition ever.
Well, that does it for us. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. For Kimberly Joseph and Ulrika Johnson, I'm Mike Adamley. We'll see you again next year for another edition of International Gladiators.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.